Everyone, welcome back to another episode of Knights and Nats. Let's see, let's get a recap of the last session. It's been 2 weeks, so I'm sure everyone needs it, myself included. The party held themselves together as the oozified corpse of Sarah Haversham fell apart further with Thok's tampering. She didn't appear to be truly alive, however, she did wink or blink at him in her death. The party then spoke with Tatia Mona, who was concerned about returning to the city, who was also in this cave next to the very much so oozified and disintegrating Sarah. She feared spreading the plague further if she returned. She spoke of being used and losing consciousness and hearing commands that she may have fulfilled against her will. She said that Sarah Haversham tried to help her to safety and came here through the trench that the monstrous creature arose from. And she died and then became a pile of ooze. The party brought her through the portal, but not before several chunks of Sarah began to burble and ooze their way toward the portal of their own volition. As you guys came through the portal, you found two gnomes, Terrence Stillings and Reginald Fluffinwright, fighting over a box of spoons that clattered to the floor and stalled the moving ooze mysteriously. After disposing of the ooze and collecting Sarah Haversham's most of her skull and head, you inspected the spoons and consulted the Orb of Solomon Crux. It was kind of like a wizard's arcane diary. You guys learned that if you tapped into it, you could listen to some memories that he had left behind. You learned a fair bit about Solomon's final hours and the weeks before that, as he had discovered some things. And you consulted the memories several times, and you were very thorough. You guys decided to head back to the Inventors Guild to speak with Brock. So you went downstairs, and you took an hour rest and returned to the city proper. Brock revealed to Ren that he wasn't getting worse, but he wasn't getting better, and that the runes Tef, the young boy, had put on him must indeed be capable of staving off the disease. Meanwhile, Seth headed out to the Temple of Mask on his own to try and get a jump start on a mysterious agenda. As the party took to the streets without their companion Seth, who told them he was heading back to the inn, the great creature outside the walls, now known to the party as a Sibriex due to the memories they consulted, made its first move against the city. Great booms were heard as oozes came crashing down from the sky and slamming into the streets. Seth managed to narrowly, 1 hit point narrowly, escape the ooze that landed next to him with some very clever use of his sorcerer mechanics. And the party managed to slay the ooze that had landed beside them outside the Inventors Guild. The party then headed north to reconvene with Seth, who they believed to have headed that direction already, and they had hoped to get some rest. In order to risk the dangerous trip to meet up with their lost companion, they have boarded a laden wagon with some folk who were denied exit from the city with their wares, and they are preparing a very risky venture through ooze-infested streets. Meanwhile, Seth went to the Temple of Mask and spoke with Theresa Saffron. She regaled him with a tale of her god and the multiverse, and that Mask had once disguised himself as a sword named Godsbane. She said that she had no love or alliance for the Dumai Gilded Frost that was currently blackmailing Seth, but she would not stop Seth from doing what he had to do. He then proceeded to trick the child Tef, potentially the savior of, everything, into believing that he would take him to his surrogate mother, Tatia Mona. Instead, he brought the child to Gilded Frost, who disappeared with the boy and showed Seth that his father was indeed safe. All right. So, without further ado, if you guys can join my little stream here.
This is the part you're going to share something on your screen too, Gabe, right?
Yes, and I am also going to share on my screen.
Joined.
Are you ready for that, Ben?
Just one moment. On you?
Okay.
Ash! Goddamn!
Mm-hmm.
During the stream, can you guys all mute yourselves? Because people rustle around and it gets noisy.
Okay. But yes, all art here is Ash created and related to her character. And this is what the narrative, well, if you've heard the previous narratives, this is the continuation. So here we go. At some point, Drea had begun to falter. Through her rage, she discerned that Amara had pulled her back up the stairs and through the door. She sat atop a stone slab panting, her heavy blade leaned against her leg, slick with blood. Through the pounding blood in her ears, she heard the scrambling masses gathering outside the monstrous oak door. Occasionally, one tested the handle to see if it was unlocked. Amara fluttered about Drea, inspecting her for cuts or wounds. She bore miraculously few considering the melee. At least, none that demanded attention. The white linen dress was drenched a deep scarlet and clung to her skin with a sticky permanence that she was quickly learning to loathe. Her father was standing anxiously by a window in the corner of the spire's chamber, his salt and pepper hair in an unusual disarray from his worried tussling. He approached the table Drea sat upon with a hesitance she was unfamiliar with. "It is time, Amara," he said firmly. He put a hand on Drea's shoulder. She looked at him, eyes bitter and surprised.
"2 children in 1 afternoon, father?"
she asked. "It is either your duty or our name in ruins, Drea," he replied with a wince at her gaze.
"I spit in the face of this cursed family name,"
Drea replied. Amara watched the two speaking with her mouth hanging open in disbelief. It clicked shut when the wood of the door frame shook with a blow. "Lie back, Drea," commanded Theon. "It is time to fulfill your duty and become the Rune Warden of Rinves. Your brother would have done the same."
"I do this for Castor, not for the name of Rinves."
Drea did as she was commanded. Theon moved to a large black cabinet in the back of the room and drew the doors open. Within rested a great blade. Its intricate hilt and flared crossguard glittered in the dark tower's spare light. The massive sword itself rippled with exquisite craftsmanship and gleamed as though it was its very own source of light. He hefted the thing with 2 hands and held it out over Drea. "Begin," he commanded Amara. Amara pulled a vial of blood from her sleeve and uncorked it. As she did, the pallid moss decoratively twined above through the exposed beams in the ceiling, sang a melodious chorus. Amara began to chant in some dead language. The blood drew itself out of the vial and began to arrange itself between Drea and the outstretched blade. The blood formed itself into runes that spread out between her and the sword like sickly tendrils. Drea promised herself she wouldn't cry, but as a hot tear rolled down her cheek and her heart slowed, the hammering on the door grew louder. She only hoped that her sacrifice would make her brother proud. All right. So I'm going to end the share now, Ben.
Got it.
You can all leave the stream. All right. And we will jump right into the episode. So, the party is on the streets. Actually, you've just sort of clambered up into a wagon. Seth, we will get to you. You are still split from the party as you continue your torture of me. The wagon began to rattle over the cobblestones with an uneven rhythm, jostling the party among the barrels in the back. The team of 4 horses in the front whinnied and chewed at their bits with unease. And then the party noticed that the mists had finally built up enough to spill over the wall. This is the city wall, and rush forth. And rush forth it did. At first it was just murky blanket at the wagon's wheels. Then it began to rise in height, which almost should have spilled into the wagon bed itself where the party was seated. And finally it began to enclose the wagon, and covering the streets and reducing visibility to just a couple feet ahead. The mists, however, mysteriously never encroached upon the wagon itself. So let me get some music going. All right, we are going to start with a skill challenge. As you guys know, there are 3 riders up front. That is Sigmund Ashcroft, the man with the gentlemanly southerly accent, who allowed you guys to ride on the wagon north. And then his two companions, who haven't spoken much, but they look like handy swordsmen, perhaps. But we're just going to jump right into it. Sigmund sort of leans back over his shoulder, and he calls the party. You lot make yourselves useful and watch the horses, us, the cargo, and the wagon. And just maybe we'll get through this together. So, for this skill challenge, I want each of you to assign yourselves, the 4 of you that are on the wagon, to protecting one of those 4 things. And you can decide amongst yourselves which you would like to protect. And that is, again, the horses, the drivers, the cargo, or the wagons.
Kevin will protect the horses.
Okay, I thought he might. Some of these skill challenges will be similar. Some of them will interact with those particular things.
Wagon for me.
Okay.
I'll take the cargo.
Okay.
Do we have to be assigned, or can we both protect same thing?
You can protect the same thing, but then you'll leave one kind of exposed just by the way that the mechanics
Fine.
work.
I'll protect the people.
Okay. They took all the good ones. All right. So let me just type that out so I know. Kevin, you have horses.
These are my horse friends.
Ren, you've got
Wagon itself.
Bimbly begrudgingly has the humans. I don't know why I called them humans and not drivers. Oh well. And Soya, aka Thok, you have the cargo. Okay, so the cargo is just 6 barrels. The drivers are 3 people just sitting at the front. Obviously, the horses are the most complicated for you, Kevin. They are out in front, and it's just 2 and 2 in 2 columns. Sigmund does urge you to get up, like, on the tethers and actually take, like, the bits of the horses. Like, he wants you to be up on the horses.
Okay.
You don't have to. You can deny him that, but it might change DCs.
Kevin's not denying anything. You know that.
Yeah.
Okay, here I go.
All right. So Kevin hops right on out. Bimbly, you just need to be sort of behind the drivers. You can stay in the wagon. And the rest of you can just stay in the back of the wagon as well and kind of keep your eyes open. Now, bear in mind, as I set the scene, the mists have roiled over the city wall and spilled through the cobblestone streets and out of the alleys. So really right now, as you're rattling and jostling your way up the streets, you're just completely encircled and ensconced in this fog and mist. However, the fog isn't getting onto the wagon, and as the wagon propels itself forward, it seems to disperse the mists. So you do have this very brief window in which you can see what is coming. So, Kevin, you're at the very front of the wagon. I would like for your first skill check a perception check.
That is a perception. That is a 12.
Okay. As the wagon reels forward, something bursts out of the mists and flies directly toward the horses. So I'm just going to run through each of you separately. So next, I would like you to make a dexterity check, sleight of hand, to try and jerk the bits and turn the horses out of the way of the direction of this ooze creature that has just appeared in front of you.
Me. Specifically, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because it's right out in front of the horses. It's trying to attack them.
That's a 2. Wait, no. +2. That's a 4.
It's a 4.
Yeah, get. Yep.
That is fail, my friend. The ooze monster launches itself and clings to the first horse.
Lucky.
You can feel the wagon begin to slow as the creature begins to attempt to shred the horse's flesh to ribbons. So,
Oops.
If you had if you had succeeded, this was going to be an animal handling check to soothe the horses. I think we're a little bit beyond that. It will now be okay. It's okay. It will now be a strength athletics check to attempt to pry the creature off.
Okay. Kevin will reach down and go, everything's fine! Nat 20! -1. Because I have a negative strength modifier.
I was gonna have you make a dexterity save as well to see if you could navigate, but with a natural 20, Kevin, you just hop right on top of the horses, and like it doesn't matter how jiggly the ride is, you're just like deftly jumping from horse to horse, and you just nimbly kick the ooze monster right in the face, and you feel it get sucked under the horses, and they trample it, and then the wagon in the back jostles as it just bisects the creature with the wagon wheels. So very well done. You have succeeded. All right, next we have the drivers, Bimbly. Make a perception check as the beast begins running towards the side of the wagon through the ooze, the mist.
Oh boy. I got a 2.
Okay.
Or no, wait, sorry, that's a 8.
Okay, that's better. It's not enough though. All right. You are looking the wrong direction when suddenly you hear as something clambers up the side and reaches up and grabs Sigmund Ashcroft by the collar. It's just this ooze-infested, rotted hand. I will need an attack from you as you attempt to chop the arm off of the creature.
That. An 11 to hit?
You just miss. As the blade sings across the ooze creature, you hear Sigmund go, "Get it off me!" All right. Well, I guess it's fitting. There are 2 more, one of which is a medicine check. The other is a strength athletics. So the attack was going to give you advantage on the strength check to throw it off. You will not get that. So you do have an athletic strength check, however, to try and peel the creature and throw it.
Yeah. Do that then.
What did you get?
I got a nat 1.
I think we need to throw these dice in the trash.
They're brand new. They're warming up.
Brand new.
I'm just glad they're real. All right. Wow. I was looking forward to role-playing Sigmund Ashcroft, but he gets rent from the driver's seat and thrown into the mists. Bimbly, unfortunately, you have failed your skill check challenge.
Damn. Brutal world.
Yeah. Fortunately, the ooze chases after him. All right. Next, we have the wagon. Ren. I need a perception check.
Oh, yeah, we're critting. 21.
All right. Not only do you see the creature, you will have advantage on your next strike because you know exactly where it is. It's mid-launch, coming right towards the wheels. It's trying to just throw itself in and gum up the works, like it's making itself into a makeshift caltrop, I guess. So that is a success, and you can make a spell attack if you would like a cantrip.
Yeah,
I will give you
cantrip.
advantage.
Like a firebolt or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I rolled the same thing twice. It's a 17 to hit.
Okay. That hits. The blast strikes the creature square in the face, and it manages to reach out and barely get a hand in the rungs, but you've succeeded, best out of 3. And the wagon just manages to pulse right through it.
Okay.
So well done. Last up, cargo. Fuck.
Oh boy.
I need a perception check.
That doesn't have a modifier to it. Sure it doesn't. I'm playing like 3 different characters. Yeah. 12.
Okay. You just barely notice that there's a creature approaching from behind, running really fast. Maybe he's got a third leg, I don't know, but somehow he's gaining on the wagon. Probably because the driver got thrown off. Sorry.
We're slowing down, it's speeding up.
Yeah. And the next person over is moving to take Sigmund's place. Now I need a dexterity sleight of hand check for you to move the barrels out of his grip as it reaches up and tries to grab a barrel.
Ooh, 12 again.
All right, that is the DC. I have them actually ascending, so they're getting more difficult.
Well, actually I have a +1, so it's a 13.
Okay, very good. All right, so it just scrapes its fingers down the back of the barrel, doesn't quite pull itself in, and then it begins to slow down as the wagon begins to speed up. That's 3 successes and 1 fail, so you have passed the skill challenge. Well done.
At the cost of a fun-sounding NPC.
That's all right. Now I get to say what happened to Sigmund Ashcroft in the mists. So, failure's always more fun for me. All right. The wagon begins to slow its roll. Now, if you guys had failed to protect the wagon, we would have had to go into like a stealth travel scenario. So fortunately, you're going to save a lot of time from this. It is about noon as you guys roll into the Mercantile Row. And again, there's a bunch of abandoned storefronts. I think I'm getting a little reverb of myself. Is anyone else picking that up?
I keep getting, I think it's Bryce.
Is it?
In the Discord, yours is the one that's showing that there's audio coming from it.
Weird. All right, I'll just mute myself for a bit.
Okay. Yeah, if you just turn your sensitivity down a hair, maybe that'll... Okay. So as you guys are traveling through the Mercantile Row, you've noticed that a bunch of the shops that you haven't been in are completely closed now. They are boarded up. People are running down the streets, and everyone's headed towards the Generous Skillet, which appears to be the only place that is open. The dwellers pull their wagon up. The 2 that remain, they look a little shaken. They've lost their leader. And they appear to have been sort of in some sort of group, but they don't seem to be willing to speak about that. The one who took the reins is a wiry-looking man in leathers. He has, like, not ratty, but not really well-oiled leathers. He wears a saber at his waist, and he looks at the party and he says, "Well, looks like I'm the leader now. My name's Davri. I'm sorry about Ashcroft, but not much to be done about it. We're gonna probably stop here at the Generous Skillet as well. It seems that a lot of people have taken to this place as refuge. Are you joining us?"
Yes, we have rooms here.
Well, that's convenient. I hope you still do. And he dismounts. And so does his companion. And she actually loops around and pulls the back of the wagon down and begins to look at the cargo, while Davri goes inside and he begins to just check out the Generous Skillet from the inside. What would the party like to do?
As she looks at the cargo, can I kind of, if she like opens up one of the crates or barrels, can I try to see what's in there?
She just sort of shakes them to make sure contents are still inside. You can interact with her, though. I mean,
Can I hear what sounds it makes as she shakes them?
make a perception check. As your Christmas present listening to these big boxes.
17.
17? Okay, it's a slight rustling. Like perhaps something vegetation-ish.
Okay. I just look at her and I ask, was this worth the man's life?
Sigmund Ashcroft is more capable than you know. But yes. Sorry. It would be worth a life. It would be worth 50 lives.
What exactly is it?
It's our salvation.
Hey, we know someone who talks a lot about salvation.
Fact, you might have the misfortune of meeting him here.
Well, I look forward to meeting him then. We should go find him.
Are the mists still here?
Yeah, so the mists are lessened greatly in this area. It looked like they were mostly spilling over the Barrow Gate.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely are still here, but I would say like 6 inches off the ground, just like you can kick them away almost.
Okay.
Does the cart still seem to like be unaffected by it?
Yes, it does.
Can I inspect the cart itself?
You may. Make just an investigation check.
10.
The cart itself seems unremarkable. Very fine craftsmanship for a cart, especially a mercantile cart.
Mm-hmm.
Something that would be transporting goods or crates. But there probably isn't too much to learn from the cart itself.
Okay.
Kevin,
Hi.
would you like to make an animal handling check on the horse that had been oozified?
Yeah, I want to pet him, make him feel better.
It looks pretty skittish.
That is an 18 plus 2. Hey, an unnatural 20.
All right. Tell how does Kevin go about soothing this great beast?
He hugs it.
Just like
Goes
a
up,
leg?
He starts petting it, and he hugs its leg.
Okay.
Maybe tries to climb up and start petting its mane just to get it to calm down.
Okay. I can dig it. It works. The horse seems to immediately loosen up. The tenseness from its muscles fades noticeably. And it tries to nuzzle you if you get near its head.
Yeah, nuzzle away. Kevin loves nuzzles.
Okay. All right.
Taking notes. Kevin loves nuzzles.
All right. What would the party like to do?
Can we go inside? I'd like to go inside.
I'd like to sleep.
We are still here to try and look for Seth,
Yeah.
who's not here. So yeah.
And the city is continuing to be assaulted from the outside, right? Like the city is being.
You haven't heard any more of those pops in the air that sort of seems to be the source of a creature flying through the air being thrown in.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't hear any screaming in this particular area. However, by the fact that you just passed by 3 oozes on your 1 hour journey across the city, you know that they are out there in the mists.
Oh, okay. Is this shopkeep here the same guy we've been talking to before?
Yes, if you try and go into Godfried's God tier goods, however, Godfried is not there. Even at the tingling of his bell, he doesn't come running through the side door.
Okay. What about the generous skillet side?
He is there, and he is a fucking hot mess. That is exactly what I wrote in my notes. His makeup is just completely smeared. His hair is only half done. He's completely given up on the false persona. And he just says, "Oh, why, hello, adventurers. It's a pleasure to see you're here. The other manager, he had to go. I'm taking over. What can I get you?"
Are our rooms still available?
Oh, about that. I don't, they might be. If you look around the common room, it's just packed. There's a ton of people that you haven't seen before. Various civilians that are taking refuge here. even some militiamen that are shaking in their boots. It's a pretty terrifying sight. Nobody looks comfortable or happy or welcome or warm. Everyone's sort of despondent. Gottfried will say, I did manage to save you one of your rooms, but I had to open up the rest to other survivors.
One will suffice.
Okay.
That's understandable, Gottfried. You don't look so good.
I've never had more than about 4 or 5 customers at once. I also don't know how to cook. Please, somebody help me.
You said my trigger word. Let me get back in there and help him.
All right. So you can head back into the kitchen. The larder is in the same state of disrepair that it was before. Very sad. Okay. But Gottfried suggests to you, people have abandoned their shops. We should just go and loot a little bit. I don't think anybody would mind if they have a full stomach.
Well, I'm not one for looting myself, but maybe someone could bring some stuff back. I wouldn't mind the ingredients. I just don't want to be part of it, if you know what I mean.
Very insightful for your character. All right. Would anyone else like to help me loot the nearby empty houses?
I suppose I'm good for about 15 minutes of labor before I completely exhaust myself.
Kevin's still outside on the horse. Just putting that out there. Came inside.
Bimbly will raise his hand and
Bimbly is good for some looting. Okay. So Bimbly and Thok join with Gottfried as he heads into some of the neighboring buildings that look to have been abandoned very recently. You're uncertain if they are completely abandoned, but you do just go into the houses. You can let me know if you want to try and investigate, loot, steal other things. But I'm going to assume, unless told otherwise, that you're just taking ingredients and food.
Yeah, just the food for me.
What all is there in the houses? Like, is there anything of import or anything that looks different? Can I make like a perception or an investigation?
You can make an investigation check if you would like to have a discerning eye as you carry out your vagabond duties.
That 14.
Okay. So aside from hitting the larder, Bimbly may or may not have stepped into a master bedroom in one of the homes, took a look around, and found an inlaid jewelry kit.
Nah, I don't care about jewelry.
Okay. All right, but I mean, it looks very valuable. I'm trying to.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Okay. All right, but yeah, it's just personal valuables, things that you could steal and sell, basically. Okay. All right. So the party returns with some food. Ren, you are welcome to make some survival checks for me if you would like. Do a series of 3. There's a ton of people here to cook for.
Okay, we got a 6, we got a 14, and we got a 7.
Okay. You did your best. It wasn't great, wasn't awful. You had a lot of people to cook for, and people have full stomachs, so any complaints you hear, you just say, tough luck, I don't care. But you make do with what you've got over the course of maybe 30, 45 minutes. And the party, should they choose to eat, or if they are capable of eating, can have a full stomach when they go on their rest.
Okay.
All right. So that ends the first part. Davri, after finishing his plate of food, will approach who he sort of presumes to be the leader of the party. You know what? No, he goes back outside, and Kevin is still sitting on top of a horse, and he looks at Kevin, and Davri calls up to you and says, "Hi there."
Kevo.
You on the horse.
Hi.
You on the horse. I have something to say to you.
I have something to say to you too. My name's Kevin. What's yours?
My name's Davri.
It's a fun name.
I'm a sellsword.
You can't have mine.
Well, I don't...
Unless you want it.
No, keep your sword to yourself. You might need it in the future. It's dangerous these times. I have to get you off the horse. We're going to be heading back down south.
Okay.
We're going to take some of the refugees with us. We're going to try and hole up in the Temple of Mask. We've heard that some refugees are taking shelter there.
Kevin pats the horse on the head 3 more times and hops off.
Okay. He does try and give you like a stern look, and he says, "You really should consider going there yourself. It's not safe here."
Where is it?
Basically back from where we came.
Kevin
but you
starts
just
walking
continue. Okay. We're gonna take the wagon. You don't. He's not gonna try and stop you. Per se.
Kevin's just walking.
Okay. Kevin walks off into the mists.
God damn it.
You guys are just designed to frustrate me. I'm almost positive.
Frustrate you? I'm doing exactly what you told me to do.
And it is delightful.
Ben
how
would
far do you
not
think?
would not walk into the mist, by the way, in case anyone needs clarification. But
I know. How far do you think Kevin would go before stopping? Just until destination? So you just go until something hindered you?
I guess.
Maybe he's just lucky he runs into Seth.
Very good.
God. I'm sorry if this gets us all killed, guys.
All right, Kevin. You've wandered for maybe 20 minutes. Your party is currently resting, so they're asleep. I'm going to assume they won't notice you're gone. The mists begin to close in around you, and it's almost like they are trying to choke you. However, Kevin has been told safety is to the south, and he'll be damned if he doesn't find it. Kevin wanders and wanders down the cobblestone streets. Make a perception check for me, Kevin.
12?
12, okay. Let me fetch a book.
Oh, God.
Book of Death.
How to kindly kill your players.
Character guide to roll up a new character. Welcome back, Greg Thulu. You're gonna be...
I would actually be so okay with Greg Blue as the character right now. Just for the voice alone. I think everybody deserves to hear that one more time.
Okay. Kevin, you hear the chittering of many clawed feet scampering across the street. However, you don't see the creature, you can just hear it. It appears to be out in the mist. The mists have sort of mounted back up as you've headed south again. And something leaps forth, and it's going to get a surprise attack on you because your perception was below.
Okay.
But as the strike comes whistling through the air, it almost looks like a it's definitely a rotted hand, but the tip has formed itself almost into like the teardrop of a scorpion's pincer, and it comes rocketing through the mists at you, and it's just severed in half with the cling of a blade. And standing before you is a man, panting, bloodied, in leathers, with a saber in hand, and he says, "What the hell are you doing out here? You guys couldn't save me on the wagon, and now I'm saving you on the streets?"
Hi!
Hello,
We thought
Kevin.
you died.
Yeah, well, I thought I was gonna die too, but turns out some of these aren't as bad as I thought.
Arnold said to go this way to be safe.
I don't know who an Arnold is. This way is not safe.
Oh. Okay.
We should. Well, let's go back up. We'll find another way to get there.
All right.
Okay. All right. Just. Do you want to hold my hand? Not like in a weird way. I'm just worried about you.
Yes, please.
Okay. He reaches out and holds your hand, and he has a saber extended before him, and you guys walk back north.
Kevin, seeing that he has a saber out, pulls out his little club, his little shillelagh club.
Okay. So you've got a little wooden stick.
It can be magic if I wanted to. Okay.
It can be. The base component has to be wood.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why it's a club, not a sword.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So Kevin does in fact
Could have
return
been so
north.
much worse than it was.
Now I'm glad he fell off. See, failure is fun. Unless I want to be horribly mean, and that's not always fun. So, Kevin returns to the inn. Sigmund Ashcroft meets up with his man Davri, who is
Davri,
Yeah,
that was
he's
his
got-
name.
Davri. Yeah.
I don't know why that
was
registered
close.
as Arnold in my head.
I don't know. I figured it was just Kevin. I was just rolling
I
with
should have
it.
said David. David would have been better.
Yeah. But he's got the wagon turned around. Refugees have piled in the back, and they're like clinging to the cargo. And they exchange just sort of a relieved reunion. And Sigmund, he's still holding onto your hand, and he says, "Your companions are here, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you go find yourself back to them?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. Next time I might send you a bill though."
Kevin just gives him a berry and walks up into the inn to find his friends.
He looks at the berry cautiously. Where did you take the berry from? Where did you procure it from on your person?
Little pouch.
How does the pouch look? Like, would he put it into his mouth? Does the pouch look kind of grimy?
I mean, Kevin would eat it.
Sigmund gives the berry to the horse and lets it eat it.
Okay.
And he gives it a pat on the side of the face. Okay. Strange party. All right.
Kevin will walk into the room where everyone else is sleeping, I guess.
Okay.
And then he'll go over to Thok and kind of push him and go, "I found Siegfried."
What do you mean you found Sigmund? What happened?
Yeah. A big scorpion thing tried to get me when I was walking back into the mist, and then he chopped off its claw, and then we came back and we held hands, and now we're friends.
Kevin, unless you consult with us, please don't listen to other people.
Okay.
Tell us first. Make that your new rule. You speak with us, then you may
Oh my
follow.
god.
All
I'm thinking of all the ways that can go wrong.
Kevin will never act without making sure everyone else.
You can, if we are in danger, you can continue to turn into a bear.
Kevin is like a computer program, like just
It's like the least developed AI ever. You guys have to give very specific instructions. Oh.
The more complex this order gets, the more Kevin's just gonna fuck up anyway. So there's no winning. I'm
Kevin
sorry.
accepts this information as absolute truth and goes and lays down.
Jesus Christ.
new program initiated.
Exterminate.
Anytime that I start to hear the combat music, I'm gonna take the liberty of having a free action to say fight as you would, Kevin.
Is this okay?
It's Kevin's turn in the combat order, and he waits for his party to tell him what to do.
No.
I see NPCs giving you actual helpful information, and you just won't tell the party now because it didn't come from the party.
Mm-hmm. And then they
goodness.
ask, and they're like, "Hey, did he say anything?" "Oh, he said all these things."
Jeez.
You told me not to take orders from anyone but you.
Oh.
Oh, this is fun.
What have I done? Okay.
I should have made it specific, like just like wandering off.
Kevin is like the player character embodiment of a wish spell. Like you have to be so careful with your wording because he will just take it absolutely literally.
Oh, well.
All right.
This will be interesting.
Yes, it will. Seth,
Yep.
make a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh.
Welcome back to the game, Scott.
My favorite punching bag.
It's a 9.
All right. You are in Mask's temple. You have just returned from. You're not sure what Gilded Frost did with the child. You just handed him the child and then they disappeared.
Mhm.
So you've just returned from your sordid adventure. And you are back in the Temple of Mask. You are perhaps trying to find rest somewhere?
Yeah.
Okay. And no one's bothering you. There are a lot of refugees that have lined the walls. There are the attendants moving back and forth still in this great open cathedral-like room. A lot of people have posted up on pews. You could probably find a place for yourself. And as you try and take a rest, you begin to cough and sputter. And you cough into your hand a few times. And there is a puddle of ectoplasm.
That's not good.
But you are welcome to continue and complete your long rest if you would please.
I'll actually see for that. I want to try and find what's her face.
Teresa?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll just consider this part of the long rest because you can do light activity during a long rest. Like,
Yeah.
it's not 8 hours of just being a
Yeah.
hot dog. Okay. All right. Make a perception check, and that'll basically just tell me how quickly you find her, because she is here.
Sure. 14.
14. Okay. Just a couple minutes of sort of scanning the rooms, checking some of the back areas. And again, at the very far end of this cathedral room, beyond the dais, like where the pulpit would be, there is a large curtain that just covers the entire back area. And as you sort of make your rounds through the room, you sort of do a little patrol circle. You run your hands along the curtain, expecting it to be made of cloth, but it feels like pure stone. But it looks remarkably like cloth. And as you poke your head in one of the back rooms, Theresa Saffron is there. And there's some attendants cooking up some more broth for refugees. There are some bookshelves laden with scroll work. And Theresa is sitting at a desk. And she looks up and sees you.
Okay. Theresa,
Seth?
my time on this earth is possibly short. I just coughed up ectoplasm, and I need help.
I am afraid that there are many people here that are facing a similar plight.
Is there any cure?
Oh, of course there are cures, but finding them may prove difficult.
Well, it's either that or I die and become reborn again.
How will you become reborn again?
I'm the Black Eagle. I never die.
And
She begrudgingly holds up the symbol for you.
Hey.
if you say that you are this thing, but there is a cure. There are spells, I'm certain, that could reverse this effect.
Go on.
They are costly.
As in, they cost money? Or what?
Probably both. I should say, there is a case of a young gnome who is infected and surviving. Brock, I think his name is. There has been much talk about him. In the
Did I see
Inventors
him
Guild.
when I was in the guild?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. I don't know why I was... Yeah.
It's alright. Yes, I do know of Brock. I've been acquainted with him.
Did you perhaps witness what saved his life?
I sent that ticket to heaven. The boy.
You...
I did not kill him.
Okay.
He was taken from me.
By an angel, no doubt, if you sent him to heaven.
Gilded Frost.
Ah, that was your quest.
Mm-hmm.
Then it seems that you must live and die by the choices you have made.
I mean, if I have to die and come back again with this cough, so be it.
I'm pretty sure you will come back as an ooze.
I mean, I'm still not dead. I will find another way. I believe in Shar. I am her chosen, anointed.
Seth, there may be a way for you to save yourself.
I'm listening.
Behind this temple, the Temple of Mask, it is the only way that you can traverse the 3 levels of Agrevorn. There is a stairwell that leads to the middling, where the drow once lived, and to the Eyrie. But we sealed the way beyond the curtain. We turned it to stone.
Is there any way around the stone?
There is one way. If you can find yourself in the Eyrie, there is a trap door at the base of the middlemost, tallest spire. If you descend the trapdoor, you can find yourself at the bottom. There was once a sanctum there. This sanctum, there is a pool. Many rituals were carried out in which I cannot speak, for I was not a part of them.
Insight.
Go ahead.
Mine. 7.
7. She seems completely forthright with you.
Okay.
But these rituals, they left traces of the magics behind. There is a chance that if you were to enter one of these pools, perhaps it would cleanse you.
Very well.
And then you can open the curtain from behind.
Okay, so to the Eyrie, second
Yes.
tallest spire, trapdoor,
Yes.
curtain, pool.
Yes. Yes.
I think I've got it.
There is much in between the trapdoor and the pool.
You will be crawling through a veritable dungeon.
If there's one thing I know well, it's deep, dark caves and dungeons.
You are a peculiar child-stealing man, Seth.
I did not steal the boy. He came willingly.
This is Chris Hansen. We'd like to have a word with you, sir.
Why don't you have a seat right over there?
Tonight on Dateline. Anyway.
Do you know what the incubation period is before I turn to ooze?
I would not say that you should try and survive for more than 24 hours. You should rest. And perhaps I can help you. But the gala is tonight. I was going to go myself, but perhaps I could do you a favor and send you in my place.
I believe I was already invited, but sure. Is there anything you want me to do at the gala? I assume you just don't want me to go.
Of
Have
course I
fun.
won't. No, you have a job to do. I have plans for you and someone else.
May I ask who the someone else is?
You may not.
That is fair.
All right.
I have one thing to ask of you.
Oh, you want more favors from me? I give you the information
It
to
is-
save your life.
A small favor.
It better be the smallest favor.
If anyone that I've been traveling with asks about the boy, tell them he was taken from me. Not that I led him there.
I make no promises, but I will not offer the information without being pressed.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Praise be unto her.
Yes, unto her. Before you go, Seth, take this. She hands you a white mask that is faceless.
Ballin'. Okay.
She hands you a potion. Something milky white and viscous.
Word choice.
I'm 12 at heart, man. I can't help it.
It's heavy cream.
Yes. You're going to be making a very delicious cream sauce.
Blinded.
Does the white sauce look familiar to me?
It looks to be a potion. You believe you can drink it, and it's actually thematic. It'll make sense when you drink it. Ay.
Okay.
Okay. And she hands you a uniform, and she says, "Do you still have that hat of disguise?"
I never leave without it.
And it has charges still? You can still use it?
Yeah, yes I can. I need 8 hours of sleep, but
Yes, that is fine. I will need you to take on my image.
I'll give her a glance up and down, with my unblinking eyes.
I briefly thought about making this moment more creepier, but I decided that was a bad idea. Yeah, so you can do so, and you try and commit her to memory as best as possible, and you take the uniform, the mask, and the potion in hand, and she says, "After your rest, we will discuss this further."
I will seek you after my rest.
Very well.
May I ask, do I want to know what's in the vial?
It is a potion that will let you fly to the Eyrie.
Very well. We will talk as soon as I awake.
Very well. Sadly, I only have one of these potions, and it was meant for me, but if I can somehow get you to owe me your life, then perhaps this is worth it.
Well, my life belongs to Shar, but
Your life debt can belong to me. Go sleep.
Good night.
It's noon, but I get it.
All right, I'll find a dank, dark corner and just kind of fall asleep.
Are you actively seeking like the moistest corner that you can find?
Nah.
Seth needs the humidity.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Seth begins your rest. The remainder of the party is also committed to their rest.
Sick.
Why is it so everyone's so insistent this gala happen as the city is under attack with this creeping mist of but we're not missing a party, okay?
This is in the top tier of the city.
Yeah, people are dying right now, but we don't give two poops. We are going to this gala.
It's like the Billionaires Club of Agrevorn.
I can't speak on that.
D&D
if
things, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, you get the feeling that whoever's carrying on the gala just gives zero shits about the people below.
Guess so.
Of course, you could ask NPCs these questions.
Kevin wouldn't
It
think
might
to
help
ask. Kevin,
illuminate things. Instead, you accused me for having these weird occurrences.
yes. Because my character can't ask because he's not paying attention. He's like, we're having a party. I don't know what that is, but we're doing it.
Okay. All right. So let's go head back to the party. You are at the Generous Skillet. There is still a number of refugees downstairs. People are still milling about. The mists have grown up to perhaps like mid-shin, mid-knee here, even 30 minutes north of the Barrow Gate. Nightfall is just about to, it's dusk at the moment. What are you guys doing here? You are waiting for your invitations to sort of kick in. But none of you really took any time to seriously look for Seth. I got sidetracked. That was my bad because Kevin ran off and then I jumped to Seth. So I assume at this point you guys would like to look for Seth and have a little inter-party roleplay, kind of try and figure out what's going on.
I was gonna say, as I wake up, I just kind of look around the room. Seems that Cretan isn't here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude.
I'm not from Crete.
He's from Mykonos.
Yeah, since we're all in the same room, I hear you as I wake up, and I say, "Yeah, where is he?"
Curious, though we do know he has a knack for trying to lie.
I'm sure if anyone, the shopkeeper here must have seen him.
Yes, we could ask Godfried.
I'll go down and see if I can find him, especially with how busy things are. Maybe he's around.
Oh, my cook! My cook is back! I'm saved!
Hey, Godfried, when we first came in here, there were 5 of us. Do you remember where the 5th is? His name was Seth. Have you seen him?
I have not seen this Seth.
And you'd know if you saw him. He has unblinking eyes. He's...
Oh, yes. I would know. He is a peculiar man. We exchanged potions for currency.
Okay, yeah, I remember that. All right.
Nothing weird.
Well, I'll be right back. And
oh, okay.
So I'll just come back up to the room and say, well, Godfried hasn't seen him since the first time we were all here together. And he's pretty sure that he would have seen him, so... Seth wasn't here.
Does anyone else know where he might have gone?
Kevin?
Maybe he died.
We're not that lucky yet.
Maybe. I don't know. Well, who else might have seen him? Okay, when did we see him last? He was leaving the Inventors Guild. Is that where we parted ways?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he disappeared during your 1-hour rest.
Oh, I guess it's unsafe to go back that direction now.
I think it would be unsafe to travel anywhere but up this time. Speaking of...
Yeah.
How do you think we get to the area? Bimbly, thoughts? The invite was for you.
What area?
You have an idea that kind of related to the way that Amara arrived, that it would likely be similar to that.
Oh, just like a flying carriage would come down and...
Yeah.
Okay.
It is possible that the dwellers of the area would set flying wyvern, such as we saw, but if they are none willing to come down to the mist, I'm not sure entirely.
Well,
maybe we
shall
can
see if they descend.
Is standing on a rooftop and waving an option?
If they're descending, they'll see us one way or another, I'm sure. The mists don't appear to be too high up yet.
Can I just ask real quick, is there like a You know, like how in Legend of Zelda you can use little grass to call your horse. Is there a wyvern call?
Not that you are aware of as Bimbly, but if you had an ocarina, I would probably improvise that you can summon them with that.
Hey, we play the song we heard at the start of the stream.
Well, luckily, I have a.
No.
Oh, darn.
Okay. So, are you guys satisfied with how much you searched for Seth?
Thought was kind of indifferent towards him.
Kevin will reach over and grab a pillow and look and be like, I guess he's not there. And then done looking.
I'm gonna leave a message with the shopkeep that if he sees Seth, this is where we were headed, and that it is unsafe to go looking for him.
Okay. All right.
I glance at the note. Put no hard feelings. It's nothing personal, you know.
No one likes me in real life or in fantasy.
I like you in real life. I just like your character in this game.
No comment. But yeah, okay. So, the party has awakened. It is nightfall. You could not find Seth. You hope that the Wyverns are going to come down and pick you up. You're not entirely positive, but on the bright side, Amara did descend very, very near to here. So if they're going to check anywhere, you're hopeful that it is this area. Kind of a little bit of a positive spin on Seth's lies. Seth, I would say do not rely on them finding you.
That's fine.
Oh, yeah, especially with Sky.
Yes.
Dying and all.
There's only one invitation, and I believe Bimbly has it.
Yeah, I think Bimbly has it.
Yeah. So it's kind of like you all get in if you're there when the invitation is presented. If you don't have it, you don't get in. So.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Seth. You don't feel super great when you wake up. Now, it's a standard long rest, so then this goes for everyone. Everyone is restored to complete stats. If you still need to do that, go ahead and do that. And restore half of your hit die as well. Don't forget to do that, because I know that you guys have been burning the candle at both ends with those short rests. Seth, but you wake up in whatever dank corner you found, you weirdo. You look around, the refugees have stirred as well. However, nightfall is about to come. And you can see that the mask's gates are still open. Those giant black doors, despite the fact that out in the courtyard there could potentially be ooze monsters. As you kind of make your way around, you get some broth, you relax. You look out the door to see what's going on in the courtyard. You can see over the hedge maze there is the massive ironclad gates that were sealed. They were unusable, like the official gate doors to the outer exterior wall of the city. They are like riveted shut. For whatever reason, sometime in the past, those gates were sealed shut, not to be used again. And the massive ironclad and forlorn gate that overlooked the courtyard hedge maze booms with a hollow crack that echoes throughout the Temple of Mask. The folk huddled within grow quiet. Some whimpers slip out of children, and they are sternly shushed. Some of the survivors run outside to get a better look. A hulking mass of rotting flesh can be seen cresting the gate as another boom rocks the courtyard and the iron-bound gates shake once more. People begin to stream into the Temple of Mask from outside, other refugees that hadn't quite resolved themselves to take more shelter. The gates do appear to be holding. They haven't broken open. However, you've seen the creature in question from outside. Even just seeing the top 10% of the thing that's looming over the 20-foot tall gates, you know that is the Sibriex. And for whatever reason, it has chosen this gate to break in to the city.
When you say cresting over the gate, do you mean that it is climbing over the gate, or do you mean it has become large enough that we see it on the other side of the gate and it is just...
It is now large enough to be seen just the top of it over the gate. It has amassed more girth.
Oh no, not a thickums.
Bulking too fast.
Yep.
Girthy boy.
It's definitely a dirty bulk. Like, he is...
So many chicky nuggies.
Over.
Yeah.
Every chicky
Anything
nug
and everything.
in
Gallon of milk a day.
Yeah.
and a
That
loaf
will,
of
that
bread.
will score is not going up.
Nope. Okay. But yes. So you can see the tippy top of him. And it seems to be trying to break in through the gate rather than ascending over it. For whatever reason, it can't climb over it, can't do a pull up. However, this has led to a lot more people coming to the gates from the surrounding areas. And Seth, if you choose to wait for a little bit as nightfall is coming, you start to see some familiar faces roll in. What are you doing? Tell me what you as a character are doing, where you're positioning yourself, how you're interacting with your surroundings.
Well, if I'm awake and good to go, I'm probably just sitting on a pew, waiting for Theresa to come find me and talk to me about what I need to do. I'm probably talking to some random NPC like, yeah, I've been traveling with a stock character. What a cretin, am I right?
So you're scaring off random refugees that are just trying to relax as you're unblinkingly.
Yeah, I'm probably going around and telling people not to worry because I am immortal. I'm a demigod, and this thing is an ant to me, and the usual stuff. Join me, son of Shar. Join
Son
my
of
cult.
Thok? I believe he was about to say son of Thok.
Son of Thar.
Thar. Okay.
Yeah. Poorly.
So are you?
People.
Yeah. So you're not trying to be incognito. You're not trying to blend in.
No, not really.
Okay.
I'm
So-
above that.
Surely you are. So some of the familiar faces that you see enter are, for instance, Terrence Stillings is one. He comes scampering in. He's clutching a box of spoons, and he's looking about nervously. And he scampers over and he takes just a spot against the wall that's open with some refugees. And another 20 minutes pass or so, and you start to see militiamen enter, and they are followed by a very grumpy, very blood-covered, saber-wielding Sergeant Caden. He's clutching a sword in one hand, and in the other hand, half of a skull. And he looks a little wild-eyed.
Yeah. I bet.
And he just shouts. He shouts, "Where the hell is that Seth?"
I am going to use. Hold on. Check.
That's right, Scott.
pants.
Triple down on your lies. I am going to continue avoiding the problem.
Let me double check. I am going to just try and stay away from him as much as I can.
Okay.
Because I have to double check. I think I can only use the disguised self thing like once a day.
Okay. Well, hearing the commotion, Theresa Saffron does come scurrying out of her office, and she does find you quickly. And she says, "You should quickly put those clothes on, and the mask,
I quickly do so.
and drink the potion."
Drank.
She says one last thing to you. She says, "This is very important. Are you listening?
I am.
When you arrive, you will know the moment you must speak the words. You must say, 'Those with two faces must tread lightly.'"
Hold up. Must tread lightly.
Yes.
Okay, those with two faces must tread lightly. got it.
Okay. As you drink the potion, it's very thick, hard to swallow. But I digress. It makes you tingle from the inside out, and you feel your limbs begin to dissolve as you turn into a gaseous form.
Right.
And she says, "Go up in the centermost spire. You will find a landing. You can land on it and go inside. If you are wearing the mask and that outfit, you will not be stopped."
I will do your bidding.
Very
Farewell.
well. All right.
Thank you.
You disperse upward and float out of the chamber as you see Sergeant Caden just like wildly approaching refugees and accosting them and demanding to know where you are. And it doesn't take him long to find out that you were here because you were literally creeping everyone out with talk of your goddess. But he does not find you.
All right.
Okay. So back to the party. The winged beasts that descend from the sky create quite the spectacle and do little to ease your nerves. The great flaps of wings blast the party with chill autumn air, and the ring of chains rattle in the night sky as wooden wheelless carriage sets down on the cobblestones. The great beasts look down at the party, waiting expectantly. So it does appear that the Wyverns were able to find you. 4 of them in particular just sort of come down and alight right before the generous skillet. If you were inside, you probably heard the commotion, heard the murmurs from the folk, and you can come out and see that there are indeed 4 Wyverns waiting for you.
Can I check the invitation one more time? Does it say anything about, like, what to wear, what kind of party it is, or, like, anything?
Nope, it doesn't give you any specifics. And not only that, but it looks to be handwritten. Like it's not a mass-produced thing. It's something that appears to be specifically meant for the party.
So the Wyverns have carts each, or there's one cart?
A single cart for the whole party. All like each corner, there's a Wyvern that sort of has like a harness chained to it. Kevin, you recognize these beasts very well.
I was a squirrel and I bit one.
Yes, you assisted in slaying one not too long ago.
I will run out and jump in the floating cart and just kind of lean over the side and look, like inspect kind of how it's floating, just from a magical perspective, because I'm curious about all things magical.
Okay, make an Arcana check for me.
So it's really high. It's 27.
Okay. Ren, you have identified the magical incantations, the runes, the thrust. Not only magically do you understand this, but you understand like physical laws of nature that are being abused and twisted. And you get everything. You can see the pinpoints of like where the magic emanates, the specific runes, and you know they're like apexes of magical interference. If you wanted, you could disable this. You could probably enhance it.
If it feels good.
Yeah. You know the ins and outs.
Okay.
But it does just seem to appear to be like a little bit of thrust.
Cool.
It's not like something that could fly on its own. That's why the Wyverns are there. But it does help.
Okay. Come on in, guys.
I'm bored. I hope these beasts are strong enough to hold all of us. I look at like Bimbly.
Yeah, Bimbly's a good 400 pounds.
Fat joke right there. Come on.
I think so.
Oh, you have like 2 almost like equally sized large people / constructs, plus the little ones.
Yeah, if Bryce and I combine to be like half of a normal sized person.
It's a good balance.
As you say the comment, one of the Wyverns turns a snake coiled head at you and hisses.
When I walk by, can I kind of like pat it? Like, no. as I get onto board.
Yeah, you can reach out and just sort of smack it.
I'm leaning like lightly smack, not like.
Yeah, I know. You're not like karate chopping it. I'm not going to make an attack roll. Nat 20, I cut its head off.
Kevin will.
Oh my god.
Kevin will
There
lean
goes our
over.
right, guys.
Kevin leans over to Ren and goes, "These things taste like sadness."
I'm not sure I know what you mean, Kevin.
Don't bite them. They don't like that.
I'll remember that. Thanks.
Why did you roll something, Gabe?
No reason. Have you all boarded?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Why did you roll something?
Kevin
I'll
said
get
that
on
when Ren
board.
was like peeking around the corner.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't trust even a little bit.
All right. So Ren, have you boarded? Yeah, Ren boarded
Yeah.
first. Ren, Thok, Bimbly are all on. Kevin.
Yep. Here I go.
Okay. All right. Kevin just scampers on out, hops in, and you take off. All right. I'm going to read another description, then we are going to take a short break.
Sorry.
The carriage lifts off, revealing the scope of the land surrounding Agrevorn. The mist had grown thick and began to spill downward into the surrounding forests. The city itself is dark and quiet from the night sky. The Gothic roofs look small and angular from the high above. At the middle tier of the city, the architecture changes drastically to large, round, dome-like buildings, capped with golds and silvers that sparkle in the moonlight. But not a light was to be seen from that middle area, nor a person as you ascended above it. Then, all sights are lost in the cloudy night sky as the Wyverns continued upward until all that could be seen was the carpeting of clouds below and the sleek spires soaring upward. The Wyverns land on a cantilevered platform and allow the party off. A narrow stone bridge adjoins into an awaiting spire that rises out of the peak of the mountain below. The archway inward is aglow with a soft and inviting light. Standing in the archway is Amara, an elderly tiefling woman. She is finely dressed, however, not in like the most spectacular clothing. Like it's nice clothing, but it's definitely kind of servant's attire, what they would be expected to wear at a banquet. And her hair is up in the traditional beehive, in which some of the narratives have described her with. And of course, she is, as a reminder, blinded, and she is waiting for the party.
Okay.
We still have to take a break after
You said you were gonna give a description, then we'd break. I didn't know we were supposed to do more things.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Awkward silence.
Yeah.
Do you want the break now? Do we interact with her now?
We can take a break now.
Okay, I'll cut it there, and then we'll mush. So the awkward silence is there.
It's real D&D.
Cool. If you guys want to go do your little food and piddles and such, I will.
Yeah.
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 All right.
Yeah.
See you guys in a few. Go.
The party has arrived atop the balcony, looking into the middle spire of the Eyrie. Again, welcoming orange light pours out of the archway that Amara stands before. She is blind, so she can't see you, so she's waiting expectantly for the party.
I'll walk up to Amara and sort of just greet her. Good day, Amara.
A good day to you.
Hello. The rest of us are all here, except Seth. I think he was with us at the beginning. We haven't been able to find him.
Well, I will bring you in. I am afraid that he will not be able to attend then.
That's understandable. With everything going on down there, I just hope he's okay.
I do as well, I suppose. I'm sorry that you lost your friend.
That's okay. Hey, Amara, I don't mean to intrude here,
That's okay. Sorry you lost your friend.
What? I don't want to.
No, I know. I just think it's funny.
I don't want to like have this emotional conversation with this person. This is like literally the second time we've talked. So yeah, I am shrugging it off. Amara, is there any cause for urgency about the attack going on of the city down below?
I'm afraid that my masters do not care much for the people below. Business
Okay.
as usual in the area. There is no way up but by the wings of the Wyverns.
That may be true for now.
Perhaps you could speak to my master. It would not be the first man to make that mistake in this place. Something similar happened long ago.
Okay. Well, maybe we can convince them. We'll try.
I wish you the greatest luck in that endeavor.
Another thing, Amara, we're not wearing the same type of clothes that you are. It's been a rough few weeks for us. Is this okay?
Yes, my master requested you specifically, your party.
Okay.
The gala is actually in your honor.
I'm gonna look around at everyone else, and that's strange. In our honor.
Why?
It is strange. You will have to ask my master. He does not tell me everything.
Okay.
Come to the gala.
Before we step inside, could I have a word with you, Amara?
Of course, it was Bimbly, yes?
Yes, Bimbly. Can I guide her to a side a little bit away from the parties?
Mm-hmm.
Why, really, have they had the party?
I believe that Utrick of House Glacier has been waiting to find something for a long time. Something that has been eluding him. The only reason I can assume that he would perform this gala is that he has found it. I assumed that it was part of this party, your friends or yourself.
It's unfortunate. Hopefully he does not find what he was looking for.
He is a very determined man. Hopefully not.
Bimbly goes to turn and guide her back, but pauses for a moment, sort of just standing, and he turns back to her and says, Amara, where is Castor?
She freezes at the mention of Castor. Make a persuasion check.
Oh. I don't know where my dice are. It's not good.
That's all right. You have a -1 charisma.
You got 2.
Oh. She turns pale, which she has sort of red tinted skin. She's a tiefling. And you can sort of see her flush a little bit. And she doesn't tell you where he is, but she says, "It would be best if you came inside. All will be revealed to you."
Very well. And then I'll guide her back to the party and join back up.
Okay. All right. The grand banquet hall is surprisingly spacious for the nature of the spire. Large braziers dot the outer rim, interspersed with serving tables. The banquet hall itself is entirely circular and dips downward in a sunken sort of way. At the very bottom stands a man surrounded by partygoers. His blue-white tinged skin, pressed blue tunic, and salt and pepper hair remind Bimbly of someone immediately. Except, instead of a handsome, rugged face that she or he perhaps remembered from long, long ago, there is a scar that runs crossways down his face. It is Utric Glazier. And as soon as the party walks in, he says, "Ah, yes. Our esteemed guests have arrived. Seems the entertainment for the evening, much anticipated as it is, can begin."
Utrecht, we're new to this city, but we're honored. We heard this banquet was in our honor. I don't know what we've done to deserve this, but thank you for the invitation.
Indeed. And he begins to ascend the base and walk up the stairwell that's in the center of the circular room. And the guests sort of part for him, and there's a lot of humanoid people that are milling about. If you look back through the way that you came through the archway, you can still see the 4 wyverns there, sort of waiting for something. And as you move in, there's food on tables. There are servants milling about. You can make yourselves comfortable. No one seems to be pressuring you to do anything. However, Utric does approach the party, and he says, "Indeed, this banquet is in your honor. I have received word from down below, from one of my contacts, a man known as Sergeant Caden, that a certain blade has been found down below." And he sort of ignores you, Ren. Like, he sort of brushes you off, like he walks right past you, sort of gives you the cold shoulder. It's pretty rude. And he just walks up to Bimbly, and he says, "Such a fine construct. We haven't seen the likes of this ever."
Bimbly just sort of stares at him. He does not talk.
Where did you come from?
Shrugs.
Shrugs and all right. You do notice something, Bimbly. Where he came from, down at the bottom of the circular chamber, there's sort of a raised circular dais. And on that, there is like a 6-foot tall square that's covered in linen cloth, and a table beside it, which is also covered in linen cloth. And the table appears to have a humanoid figure lying supine underneath it. Like, you can see the feet sticking up, and like the cloth is draped over the face, and you can sort of make it out. Since Bimbly will not reply to him, he sort of shifts to the side and regards the rest of the party. And he just sort of begins speaking in general. However, it does appear to be meant for someone in particular. And he says, "It was over 50 years ago that a blade went missing from this place. 50 years ago, and that's when I came to power here. We had to defeat the house Rin Vess. I slaughtered them well." He looks back at Bimbly and he says, "You wouldn't know anything about this, would you?"
Why would you ask something like that?
Well, the word I received was that the blade I have been seeking, that very blade that went missing 50-some years ago, was carried into town by a mechanical human.
Bimbly will draw their longsword and just gotta be like, this one?
Interesting.
Well, he snaps his fingers, and two guards sort of come down from the sides, and you see 4 men actually enter from the archway that you had come through. You no longer see the wyverns there at all. And they sort of just begin to array themselves around the back end of the hall. And Utric, he's a tall man. He stands beside Bimbly, and he puts an arm behind you. He tries to usher you down to the dais.
Yeah, no. I'll kind of be like, just here, I guess. Give him the sword, but Bimbly's not moving.
I don't want your sword, Bimbly.
You said you wanted a sword. I'd give you the sword.
I do want a sword, but not this sword. I have something to show you. Something I think you'll find quite interesting.
Bimbly is gonna look back at the party like, you guys want to go down in there, or?
Can I get like a threat check on these guards? Like, they seem kind of nervous or anything like that? Ready?
Yeah, make an insight check.
9.
Is there a food table around?
There is, Kevin, at the back wall.
Okay, Kevin will just assume everything's fine and walk towards the food.
Okay. I mean, the guests and everyone are all sort of milling about. With a 9, nothing seems super threatening. They are arrayed, like, around the outside of the chamber, but that would be pretty standard for, like, guards.
Yeah. Okay.
As Kevin goes to leave, I just like put a hand on his shoulder really quick. If things begin to get chaotic, be ready to fight.
Okay. Kevin just will kind of like shift his little club in his pocket and just walk over to the food.
Okay. Kevin, you find a plethora of just meats, cheeses, all sorts. I mean, we're talking seafood, land food.
Load it up.
Oh, yeah.
What about air food?
Air food?
There's some birds. Some birds. Yeah, like chicken and other sorts.
It's a sea and land. I just don't want the air to be discriminated against here.
There's
I'm
also
now
earth
calling
food.
chicken air food.
Okay. I regret nothing. All right. Utrick turns to Bimbly and says, "Very well. If you do not wish to accompany me, then perhaps you can look from afar. But it would be a shame for you to miss all of the words I have to speak along with the visuals."
It sounds kind of weird, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, it's not supposed to be comforting.
Bimbly, if you'd like, we could accompany you there.
Oh, I'm afraid this is for Bimbly's eyes only. It is a family matter after all.
What do you mean by family matter? Bimbly has no family.
You see, this blade that went missing 50-odd years ago. I had one way to locate it. There was a family member of the Rinvest clan that we had left alive, although I suspect everyone believed him to be dead. Do you know how many times, Bimbly, you can resurrect someone, extract information, and kill them again? Over and over? Castor wouldn't even come back unless we put him in front of your corpse.
And he begins to walk downward.
I'll follow him.
Okay. All right. If you follow him down,
Can I follow as well?
anyone that tries to follow is stopped by the guards that begin to walk down. You feel hands on your shoulders as these guards approach from around.
Okay. Can I go back and make my way toward Kevin?
Yeah, the guards will let you travel back.
Okay.
All right.
I kind of just stand my ground right in front of them.
Okay, yeah. So Bimbly, Utrick leads you to the bottom of this chamber, and he pulls first the linen off of the 6-foot-tall slab. And what you see underneath it is mostly, it looks like formed stone. It's in front of this slab, and reaching out of it is a hand. I would like you to make an investigation check really quickly for me, just to see what you note about the hand. It's a fair hand. You may recognize it.
16.
Okay. You do kind of get a feel for the hand and arm, but again, that's all you see before it sinks into the wall of stone. And on the hand, it looks like someone wrote something on the back of the hand. You can see charcoal runes. You've seen them once before.
Okay.
Okay. Utrick does not seem to take note of that. And then he moves over to the table and he pulls the linen off of that. And you see the corpse of Castor. He said, "This gala is truly in your honor, Bimbly. Because tonight is the night that we resurrect Castor one last time and kill him again in front of you."
That seems a little cruel, considering things that are dead should stay dead. But whoever this Castor is, I don't understand. Why am I here?
Would you like to make a deception check?
Yeah.
Okay.
$18.
All right. As well, perhaps I was mistaken. You do not have the blade upon you, and I did anticipate getting a rise from you. Very well, we will go ahead with the evening's festivities. Perhaps, if you are not who I believed you to be, then the gala was not meant for you. Amara, he calls, and he snaps his fingers, and Amara begins to hobble her way downward. And you can see she's visibly like tearing up and crying. She's fumbling with some crystals in her hand, and she's muttering and whispering to herself, and she says, "Please, Castor, please do not come back this time. Do not come back for your sister. It is not worth it. She is dead. She is gone." And she walks past Bimbly, and she kneels at the side of the table, and she begins to cast a spell. And Utrick turns and sort of just watches her with a self-satisfied, smug grin on his face as he brandishes his own blade.
Where is everybody in the room right now?
So you are at the center at the base, and they're just up on the edges, maybe 20 paces away, not terribly far.
Okay. That's good. All right. Can I take a few steps back from not in the middle of everything that's happening right now for whatever Amara is doing?
She appears to be attempting to resurrect Castor.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just going to take a few paces back.
Okay. All right. She begins to cast a spell. Let me consult my notes really quickly. As she begins to cast the spell, you can see that energy is funneling down through a focus that she's clutching. And then the crystal begins to light. And you can just hear her muttering over and over again, "Please, Castor, do not come back this time. Do not come back. It will only lead to pain." And as the crystal begins to glow and shine over the corpse of the young tiefling man, you see his body begin to twitch and spasm, like muscles spasm. And Utrick turns to Bimbly, and he draws the blade, and he holds it to Castor's throat. And he says, "I have done this time and time again. Killed this man over and over. And I get such immense pleasure every time." And he looks over at the slab in the center of the dais, and he says, "For whatever reason, we could not get him to come back until we put him in front of the corpse of his sister, who remains entombed here."
Can I walk over to him and just kind of look between them, like, what's going on?
Between him and Castor?
No, I'll walk just like up next to him.
Okay. Yeah, you can stand next to him. He's just approached the table that Castor's on, and he's just getting ready to slit his throat again, it looks like, as soon as he comes alive.
It's such a shame. This is the last crystal that we have. This will be the last time I get to resurrect Castor.
Must be a powerful crystal.
It is. It's been an expensive process.
Surely you have money to spare, given all of this grandeur.
You could say that. But times are tough. However, whatever disease is destroying those folk down below, I'm sure they will yield some wealth for us after all. We've been selling some moss. It's quite the crop.
Can I hear any of this?
Not really. I mean, you can make a perception check and maybe make out like bits and pieces, but he's not like shouting it out.
18.
19?
18. Sorry.
18? Okay, you pick up pieces. You might have heard him talking about selling pallid moss. You picked up words about how that he's going to resurrect and kill this guy on the table. Bimbly, the spell is about to activate, and Castor looks as though he is, because when you take a resurrection spell, the spirit can be unwilling to return. It looks like Castor is willing to come alive again and be slaughtered again.
As soon as if there's any sort of sign of the twitching stopping, or like, I'll go ahead and just wrestle down Utrick, or try and like whap his hand up to get the blade away. But that's
Okay, so-
only if he resurrects.
Okay, so you're waiting to see if he resurrects to make a move.
Yeah.
Okay. Indeed, Castor's eyes slowly begin to flutter open, and Utrick greedily begins to push his blade towards his throat.
Whap it.
Okay, make a strength athletics check.
Wee.
14.
14. Okay. You do indeed manage to parry the blade away from the throat of Castor. Utrick fixes you with a gaze, and he says,
You know, House Rinves always thought that the way we bonded was an abomination. Theon Rinves would only allow his kin to bond to blades. But we have found another way.
and you see his skin begin to molt, and his joints crack, and his fingers elongate into these terrible claws. And as his body begins to stretch and break outwards, I would like everyone to roll initiative. As the guards standing around
Go time.
the guards standing around the room are going through a very similar change.
Oh shit.
Also, Seth,
Mhm.
you have landed on the balcony. I would like you to also roll initiative. As you come rushing into the room, what you see before you are these guards changing into these monstrosities around the corners of the room.
Okay.
Your party is intermingled, and you've identified several of them. However, you are disguised, and Bimbly is down at the center, standing alone, sort of wrestling the blade away from a man on a table.
All right.
There are a lot of partygoers that seem not super concerned. Is there anything you would like to do?
Yeah. Well, gonna feel a little sad because didn't seem like my party was too interested in finding me. They just went to a party instead.
Says the one who just left.
I am going to just kind of sit back with the crowd, but also I'm gonna keep my facade going up, but if shit seems like it's going bad, I'll jump in and help.
Okay. Is
The
there
guards
anything
are
else you would
turning
like to
into
do?
monsters. It seems pretty bad, Scott.
What was that, Gabe?
Is there anything else you would like to do? Anything?
Objection, Your Honor, leading the witness.
Like you're saying.
Yes, whatever the thing is that you think we should do, Gabe. I think that's what Scott wants to try.
Yeah, I'll
You forgot, didn't you?
No, I have it. I'll just say, no, get out. Sorry.
Avada Kedavra.
All right. I'll just say, those with two faces must tread lightly.
As you say that, Scott, everyone, all of the party goers, reach into their gowns, costumes, etc., finery, and they pull out white masks and daggers, and they don the white masks. The party is very surrounded now.
Oh,
Also roll for initiative, please.
no!
They're allies. Maybe.
Maybe. All right, I am going to switch to the combat screen.
Do you want our initiatives first so we know who's to put up?
Yeah, let's do initiatives first. Can you guys just put them into Discord?
Yo,
Yeah.
yo, Kiki.
Ash, that was quick. Were you ready?
Am I ready?
Oh, no. I scratched the bridge of my nose and now it's turned me into a raccoon.
You are a raccoon.
Okay.
I just need to know who's going first, and then let me know with when you're ready, Gabe.
Ben, it's you.
Is it me?
You're going first, Ben. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
On your mark, Gabriel.
Ben Rent, nope, Kevin.
Oh dear,
Yikes.
Dungeon Daddy,
Oh, dear dungeon.
Lord of all things monstrous.
Okay. You guys are gonna get a nice big fat advantage here.
Oh heck yeah!
Yeah.
Certainly need it with this shit.
Yes, you will.
Oh, everybody turns into a monster, and then everybody else pulls out daggers. Have fun, kids. All right.
This is my vengeance for all the prep time.
Scott, make sure you did the thing that I'd set up for. Are you sure you don't want to do the thing? You've killed everyone.
Dude, I have not been sleeping well, so I just forgot.
I figured as much, but I mean, that's okay.
That's why we have notes and we write stuff down.
Joke's on you. I can't read or write.
Typed it out. It's on a totally different screen. I'm also incredibly stupid.
Don't say that about yourself.
Yeah. Oh, keep it posy.
Yeah. All right, Kevin, you will be first. However, Bimbly, you notice as you begin to tussle with Utrick that the circular dais that you're standing on, something ignites around the rim of it. This purple sort of effusive light just shines upward, and it raises up in the air and it begins to hover. I know. You are isolated from your party.
I mean, you can probably walk through that, right?
Give it the old college try.
Old college try.
My
Are you
skin
ready,
speed of
Ben?
metal. Ready when you are, sir.
All right, going.
Go.
Whoa!
Blurry. Why is this so blurry?
Dang.
Can I move it a little bit?
Yeah, I'll just move along with you.
I don't care about. There it goes. Okay.
Cool.
Nice.
Shrink it a little bit. Imagine it circular. Everything I've ever made is a square, except for what I made specifically for this. So, the pink, purple rubber bands just indicate where there is sort of that effusive light. It does surround the entire chamber. I got tired of putting bands out that I know are going to end up on my floor.
I'm trying to display it. I can't show it all at once, but
yeah.
Can you point to where each character is, just so I have references?
Sure. This is Bimbly.
Bimbles. Got it.
This is now Utrick.
Oh dear, Jugamugas.
Ugly boy. This is the stone slab. Caster on the table. Underneath, we have 2 guards that were beside you guys. Technically, we can move them to the sides. They have shifted into creatures. Kevin, you were up here getting food. I assume you're going to transform soon, so I've got your transformation right next to you.
Got it.
Ren, you're...
I was with Kevin.
Okay.
Yeah. It was just me next to the guards.
Okay. Thok, you're there. And technically, Seth has entered from the rear.
Hey.
Right there. The cultists are all the humanoid characters. Anything with wings is likely a wyvern that has been actually Utrick's guards turned into those. So all along, as you guys were sort of bad-mouthing the wyverns, turns out they are the actual men, or the guards from House Glacier. And they have all transformed.
I don't know if bad-mouthing is the right word, sir. I think that disgusting that they taste like sadness is a fair...
Yes. The gentle verbal ribbing you have given them.
Yeah.
All right. So,
music?
Kevin, you were first.
Music?
It's going. It's going.
Okay. Okay, so we haven't tried this yet, but Kevin, having listened to what Thok said to do, if things start going sideways, to engage in full combat, I would like to use conjure animals. And I would like to conjure 4 brown bears.
Say what now?
You're gonna track this spell?
I will track the spell. And then Kevin will also Kevin will conjure 4 black bears and then turn into a brown bear.
Okay.
Damn.
I am going to need you to get the stat blocks yourself and to track all of their healths.
Yes.
And roll initiative for them.
Yes.
Or treat them as a swarm. I'm sure you didn't get this from chat on break either.
No, I didn't. I've been looking for this, and I asked you if I could have a dinosaur, and you said no, so 4 black bears it is. Those are my 2 options.
Can I throw my arms up in the air and say, 5 bears?
You certainly may. All right. As you are summoning the bears, you do note that the cultists turn and begin to attack the wyverns that they are surrounding.
Oh, heck yeah.
So everything around the rim, this music is a little loud for me. Sorry. There we go. So the cultists around the edge of the room do turn, and you see them begin to wrestle with the creatures. Some are casting spells like inflict wounds. Some are just driving their daggers into the sides of the beasts. But the beasts are not having it. Immediately, just after the first round is over, you'll see that cultists are being impaled by the pincer-like tails and being just ravaged through. So there's death and mayhem surrounding the room. However, at the very center, you do have 2 creatures. Now, I do not have 5 black bears. So
4 black bears. 4.
Oh yeah.
And then me.
I mean, I don't even have 1, but you are also 1.
Okay.
So this will represent your bears. Where are you summoning them?
What are the nearest wyverns to me? And I can't. There's no way I could summon them up onto the place with Bimbly, right? I couldn't just project summon 4 of them up surrounding.
It's not in line of sight,
Fair enough.
unfortunately.
Okay. So yeah, I will. I'll summon them around the nearest wyverns. And do you want me to have them all share an initiative, or do you want me to tell you 4 new initiatives?
No, they'll share an initiative. We'll swarm them. That's the only way I'll be able to track it.
Okay. Then in that case, my first initiative roll was a 14.
Okay.
If that.
And now I have to redo my initiative.
I'm so sorry, sir. If you'd like, we can have 1 monster, and it can be an Allosaurus.
I mean, that would be a lot easier.
Will you let me have a dinosaur? No, I'll stick with the action economy.
Oh, when you said can there be dragons, I said, or dinosaurs, I said you can't wild shape into one because you've never seen one. I assumed you were talking wild shape.
No, for conjure animals, I can summon 1 challenge rating 2 monster, 2 challenge rating 1s, 4 challenge rating 1/2s, or 8 challenge rating 1/4s. And I looked at monsters, beasts from 5e and those, and
Yeah, let's just stick with what you know.
okay.
You said 14, so that's right above Ash.
Is that a spell?
Yes, unfortunately.
My
Conjure. I was looking up summon.
It is widely regarded as DM's most hated spell.
I thought that was true polymorph or something.
Polymorph's pretty bad too, but for different reasons. This is just a logistics nightmare.
Sorry.
That's okay. You got the spell. I'm not going to deny you from using it. Little
For what
heads
it's
up,
worth,
nice.
my other, well, that's why I was asking about the dinosaur, because I didn't want to drop that one on you.
Middle of a session.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see if we can make ways to make it a little easier for you, Gabe.
Yeah. Well, if I know it's coming, then that's fine. Anyway.
For what it's worth,
All right.
I didn't know it was coming because I didn't level up my character until we started playing.
I know.
Just trying to surprise
Alright.
everyone, including myself.
All right, Kevin. So we're gonna say that you're summoning them just down here in the common area.
Yeah, they're just gonna each just start mobbing on the wyverns.
Okay. Very good. Do you know when they act? I mean, it's gonna be on their initiative, right? So, have you given them a command?
The command is help our friends kill the bad tasty dragon boys.
Okay. All right.
Did I
Let's get some books out.
Whoa.
All right. So, Kevin, you have summoned. You have transformed. What are you doing? Moving anywhere?
Summoning them was my action. Transforming was my bonus action. And so I will look to the nearest wyvern and prepare to attack it on my next turn.
So you're not going to move towards it, though? You don't have to. It's just.
Am I
yeah,
within
movement.
range that I could move to it on the next turn and attack unless it moves away?
Oh, for sure. It's like 15 feet.
Yeah, then I'll do that. I'll just wait. I'm not gonna try to put myself in a position to get attacked just yet.
Okay. So you're just
I'll
waiting.
get close enough to be able to attack it on my next turn. That's the plan.
Well, I mean, you're 15 feet away. It's
Yeah, so I'll just stay here for
Like-
now.
Okay.
Sorry,
good.
Gabe.
That's fine. All right, Ren, it is your turn.
What are those creatures off to the left side?
So these are just cultists surrounding a wyvern.
Okay.
Cultists surrounding a wyvern. Cultists surrounding a wyvern. Cultists surrounding
okay.
a wyvern. And then this is a wyvern, and then this guy transformed into something else.
Okay. Let me cast a shatter spell on the one like in front to the left of me.
Okay, so this one?
Yeah.
Sure.
Constitution save
Okay.
versus 15.
All right, it fails.
Okay. So it takes 15 damage
Okay.
as its ears get destroyed.
All right. So thunder cracks through the room. The wyvern it rears back and squeals a little bit. Doesn't look overly bothered by the spell, but it definitely hurt it. Is that everything you'd like to do, Ren?
Yep.
All right. Seth, it is your turn. You're
All right.
the green boy down here.
Okay. I am going to move.
This is Seth.
Actually, you know what? Let me just cast Mage Armor.
Okay. So, Seth, you cast Mage Armor.
Yep. And I think this is gonna be it for now. Move me up like 10.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. All right. Falk, it is your turn. You are surrounded by bears and wyverns and beasties. Oh my.
I'll attack the beast on my right. So
Okay.
I'll close that 5 feet gap and make my attacks.
All right. Make your attacks for me, please.
That's a nat 1 for the first, so it's a 9 to hit.
That's an auto fail. So.
That's what I figured. The second attack is not much better with a 12 to hit.
Okay.
Hit, miss.
Sorry. Unfortunately, the 12 is a miss as well, as your blade can't quite cut into the hide of the creature.
Okay. I'll use my bonus action to shove it with my shield.
Okay. Is that a contest?
Yeah, it's a contest roll. You could use either athletics or acrobatics against my athletics roll, which was not good.
Alright.
I have a 10.
Okay. Yeah, you succeed.
Oh, alright. It was knocked prone.
Okay.
Boy, get proned.
Oh yeah.
Rolled like shit.
Thok, is that everything you'd like?
For now, yeah, that'll be it.
All right.
Yeah.
Kevin, your bears. I need,
They're
what is it, 8 attacks?
yes.
4.
Huh?
I should have multi-attack.
They each have 2 attacks. So
There you go. Roll them.
Yep, roll them up.
17, 24, 24, 14, 17, and 5.
Okay,
How
all
many-
hit except for the last.
Okay. So, do you just want me to give you the group damage for, like, just roll
Yeah, that's fine.
roll everything? Okay.
Yeah, it'll all be the same type.
So 4 of these. 6 plus 7 is 13. Plus 12. Okay, 25. Plus 8, 33. Plus 5, 38. Plus
This is a hell of a
4,
spell.
42. Plus
One of those
7,
spells you'd like to know is
49.
going to come, so you can balance encounters.
53 damage.
All right. Okay. Wyvern's not looking great.
Hell yeah.
All right.
I'm
Bimbly,
cheering. I'm cheering for the Bears.
it is your turn, Bimbly.
I would like to grease the floor beneath him.
Okay.
And take my action surge and attack him twice.
Okay. Just with your normal longsword?
No, I'm gonna summon my greatsword.
Okay. Does he immediately make a save against the grease?
Let me figure that out.
Because if he's prone, it'll be easier for you.
Yeah. Yeah, when it appears, each creature must make a dexterity.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna fail that.
Okay.
Get greased with an 11.
Ooh, get greased and make 2 attacks, I guess,
With
Okay.
advantage.
Yeah, with advantage.
with advantage. 14. Okay, that's a 9 and a 16.
Like a 9 and a 16 on your first attack with advantage.
To hit, no, to hit with both. I mean,
But is that your attack with advantage? A 9 and a 16?
Yeah.
That's one attack? Okay.
Yep.
The 16 just hits. So you can roll damage and then make your second attack.
alrighty. Start 13 slashing damage.
Okay.
If I move out of his range, does he still get an opportunity attack if he's on the floor?
He will with disadvantage.
Okay, I'm gonna skirt around him, sort of still in his area, but put myself between caster and.
Okay. Doable. Did you make your next attack?
What? No, sorry.
That's okay. You still have advantage, by the way.
Net 20.
Okay. All rolled dice roll twice. And then just add your modifier.
I like the way that sounds.
Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, that's not great. You said roll twice and add damage?
Yeah. So if it's like a D12 for the greatsword?
2d6.
2d6.
2d6? So roll 4d6.
Yep, that is a 14. Wait, no. 20 damage.
20,
Sorry.
okay.
I don't know.
Sounds more
how to-
correct. All right. Well struck. It is Utric's turn himself. He is going to stand up. Now let me know if he needs to make another save with the grease.
If he ends his turn there, he has to.
Okay, he's gonna run out of the grease and try and get around you. But he's not headed for caster, he just wants to attack you. So he skirts around out of the grease, and then he's gonna make a claw attack and a bite attack. All right. That is a natural fail. A 17 on the bite.
Meets it, beats it.
Okay. Dealing 17 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then he is going to hit you with his last attack, which is a claw. Oh, that's gonna hit. And that will be a little bit less, fortunately. Hopefully. For 11 slashing damage. That will end his turn, and that will bring us down to the Wyvern.
Who's the wyvern closest to?
This one right here. It's going to disengage and fly up. So I'm gonna need to get a thingamajig. All right, that will end its turn, fortunately. However, I am going to have all of the wyverns do that.
Ooh.
How high are they up?
10 to 15 feet. High enough
So
that they
high,
can
bro.
be attacked. And we've seen about half the cultists die so far. I did pre-roll all of their combats. So technically, I'm gonna jump that just for the sake of logistics. 2 of the wyverns are dead. However, 2 are still alive. As you see, cultists were sort of being impaled and driven to death around the area. Remove the other 3. Oh, put those 3 in the air. Okay. And I will enter them into the initiative at the top of the next round. The wyverns that are entering the combat are beaten and bloodied. Cultists have done work on them, but they did not manage to slay them outright. And they have taken to the air. So, The first wyvern, he is gone. He is disengaged. This beastie boy will crawl up to his feet. He's going to position himself before the party. And you see this bulbous sac under his throat sort of emit a red light as he screams a howl in a 60-foot cone in front of him.
Oh, that's not good.
No,
Okay.
Also hit this wyvern. However, for those of you in that, it is a mind-breaking howl. I will need wisdom saving throws from everyone in that line.
Is this magic?
It's a creature's ability, so I don't think so.
Okay.
Cool.
Said wisdom.
Yes, wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, that might be all right.
18.
12.
23.
Okay. Thok, you are the only one that fails.
Damn it.
Your speed is halved. You are frightened, and
You feel really self-conscious.
and you are incapacitated
Oh my god.
Oh.
Oof.
until the end of this creature's next turn.
Big oof.
But that is everything that it can do.
Damn.
All right. The other wyverns that have entered the fight do approach. This one, Kevin, is going to fly down and attack you.
Does that mean I can swing back at it?
Not unless it moves out of your range.
Okay.
This one will attack you, Scott.
Okay.
Okay.
Is Scott still a gaseous form?
No, he is disguised with a
Okay.
white mask on his face.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. So we've got 2 attacks incoming. Kevin, that is a 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
You take 10 piercing damage from its bite. And I will need a Constitution saving throw. And let me know what you roll on that.
And I rolled. Con save is a 19.
Okay. And you will get a pincer attack next.
Okay.
That is a 13 to hit. You do not have bark skin on.
Right. So do I have just the natural brown bear armor? Or do I have Kevin's
Yeah.
AC? Okay, so that is a I have it right here. Sorry. It is armor class is 11. So
Okay. So you will take the hit.
yeah. Oh, I have it
This
right here.
is
Here we go.
another 11 piercing damage. And then I need a Constitution save, but this time this is for the poison.
Okey-doke. 21.
Okay. You do save, so you don't take any poison damage. However, you will need to make another Constitution save to see if you concentrate on your spell.
18.
Okay. You continue concentrating. Seth. That's going to be a hit. Unnatural, well, 24.
Yes.
You take 9 piercing damage. And your AC is what?
13.
Okay, so I just hit you with this as well. I need a Constitution save for the poison. As you take another 10 piercing damage.
Save is 15.
15. Let me just double check real quickly. All right, 15.
Mm-hmm.
Meets it, beats it. You avoid taking an average of 24 poison damage.
Woo.
Okay, you resist.
I only took 9 damage, right?
I think you took 9 and 10, so 19 total. All right. That will end all of their turns and bring us back to the top of the order. Kevin, it is your turn.
Can I reach the wyvern who attacked me?
Yeah, you may.
Okay.
I didn't fly him out.
Can I have my bears join in that? Oh wait,
you
we're not on the same
can command them
initiative.
to.
I'm sorry, we're not on the same initiative.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll attack them twice.
Okay. Make your attack, please.
First roll is a 24 to hit.
Okay, that will hit.
And then second roll is a natural 20
All right.
Yeah.
Roll dice twice.
for the second. Let me pull up that stat block. Okay, so the first one is a 1d8 plus 4. 8 plus 4 is 12. And then I roll d6.
About 1 hour.
6 plus 4 is 10. Plus 8.
Be the sickest way to
18 plus
roll
12,
into a new
30.
town.
30 damage.
Okay.
Does it matter what's piercing or slashing, or do you care? Oh,
Nope.
Okay.
Alrighty. Is that your turn?
Yes, that is my turn.
Would you like to issue a new command to your bears?
It
The
has
same-
to be a different command than before.
Sorry. It's no, it's the same command. They're attacking all the hostile beasties.
Okay. All right, Ren, it is your turn.
Okay. The floating wyvern in front of me, I'm gonna hit him with a fireball, but I'm gonna try to sculpt the spell so that the save is intelligence instead of dexterity.
So you're launching a fireball up here?
Yeah.
It has a 30-foot diameter, right? So are you like throwing it way out there so that it just barely hits it?
Well, I mean, if it's like that, can I get 2 of them in it?
Likely.
Like kind of over everyone?
Yeah, I think you could get both if you like put it somewhere up. Like, I know that's very difficult for you to understand where
No,
that is, but
I can picture it.
yeah, I'd say you can get both.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna make them comprehend this damage that's about to come in.
As you can imagine, intelligence is not their best save.
I'm wondering if they're resistant to fire, though.
Nah, they're not that strong.
Okay.
They do a lot of damage. That's about it. They both fail.
Get him.
Okay.
Bum, 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 bum.
31 damage.
Okay. All right. One is just barely hanging on here. The other one, the one that accosted Seth, you see it just sort of disintegrate. The cultists had left it very bloodied. Well struck. We will
I'm
move.
satisfied.
Yeah. It's more air food. It's barbecued. All right. Is that your turn, Ren?
It is.
Seth, it is your turn.
Okay.
Although I am looking at Seth now. Well, actually, I'm looking at Seth's character. Yeah.
All right. Move me up. Like 15.
15? Like this way?
Yeah.
Okay.
One more, 1 or 2 more.
All right.
Okay. I want to shoot a lightning bolt, but is there any way I can arc it upwards to hit both of them?
I mean, maybe
It's your-
if you walk right up against him, yeah. But like to hit that angle, like
Okay.
if you see the angle, it's like
Yeah. Put me up against them. That's fine.
okay. Cool. Whoopsie doodle. Sorry, Caster.
Caster, no.
All right.
Yeah.
I need a DC 15 dex save with.
Okay, the first I failed, so the wyvern up in the air is a failure. The land creature is a success.
Okay, he'll take half damage. I'm also going to quicken this too.
Okay.
Calculator out. Uh, 29 lightning damage. So half of that would be 17, 18.
Okay. Well, the creature up in the air failed. So
Okay, so he takes 29 lightning damage.
yeah. So yeah, 14.
And then half of 29, I think, is 18. Maybe. No.
I got you.
Okay.
Oh, I muted
14.
it. 14.
Yeah. I already did the math on my calculator.
Okay.
I did the math in my head. I was just like, wait, that's not right.
Yeah. All right.
And then for my main action.
I'm sorry, Scott. This wyvern gets disintegrated as well.
Okay.
Easy.
I will cast Shocking Grasp on the guy in front of it.
All right. Give me a melee spell attack, please.
Or
He's about to get mauled after this too.
15 to hit.
Okay. That will not hit, unfortunately,
Rip.
as the lightning sort of crackles over it.
Okay. Then that is going to be my.
Okay. Thok, it is your turn.
Since I'm incapacitated, I cannot take action.
Very true. All right. Thank you for keeping track.
Can I repeat the save or anything?
It's just at the start of his next turn. You're good. You're back.
Okay.
I'm sorry. At the end of its next turn, you're the whole effect ends.
Okay. Can I? Can I use? Yeah. Can I use my movement to kind of skirt around it to my left?
You have half movement, just as a heads up. But yeah, you can move.
Mm.
Yeah, just the square. Yeah, right there's perfect.
Okay.
Good enough for me.
Okay. All right. Thok, your turn is over. Bear squad.
They're all gonna attack the beastie.
Move into position. Give me some attacks.
All right. I'm just mass rolling this time. Okay.
Thank you.
16, 19, 18, 14.
Okay. You've got one miss.
Okay. 24, 16, 22, and another 14.
Okay. 2 misses total.
2 misses. Okay. So we're gonna do the d6s first. I'm sorry again, Gabe. I didn't actually mean to spring anything on you.
That's all right. It just means that if you ever don't have this prepared, the next combat I balance in preparation for this.
I will
to be
make sure
used.
next time I'll make sure I have a character leveled before we start. Jess's birthday threw a wrench in my free time plans.
All right.
Blame it on her for getting older. Okay, there's 24 for the first 3. And then
Okay. I've already subtracted the 24, so just keep going.
Yep. 24 4 6 10 for those 2. And then one more. 10. And that is for 14.
Okay.
So 24 and then the 14.
All right. The creature is suddenly surrounded by 4 bears, a half-orc, and a very gaunt-looking, unblinking, masked-figured man. Being bashed around like a piñata.
Masked figured woman right now.
Yeah.
Technically, yes. All right. Bimbly, it is your turn.
I would like to sword burst.
Okay.
He
Is
needs
that
to make
a-
a dex saving.
Dex saving throw.
What does that do?
It puts a burst of swords 5 feet around me, and anyone within has to make a dex or get slicey.
Right.
Sounds like a blade barrier.
Get slicey.
Oh.
Okay, you got a 17.
That I think definitely beats my intelligence AC. Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yep.
Is that all you're able to do if you cast a cantrip?
Yeah.
All right, it is Utrik's turn. He is going to attack you thrice. That is a miss.
Can I shield his next attack?
Yes, if I manage to hit you, I rolled. Sorry, wrong one. 7. So I rolled a 14, which I believe misses,
Yeah, that's a miss.
and then a critical fail. And he is going to attempt to claw you with one final strike. I rolled another 1.
Wow.
So does that use my shield or no?
No, it's
Okay.
a reaction will just only take place if I say I've hit you, and then you'll be like, okay, now I use my reaction.
All right.
So you are good. Unfortunately, that was just a boring round of you guys missing each other.
Hey.
Right
An
back-
exciting round of them missing each other, you mean?
So play.
Yeah.
I, for one, am on the edge of my chair.
dodging and
Indeed. All right, the Howler down below is going to attempt to recharge his ability. He does not.
Hey.
Instead, he is going to take an attack at. He's going to try and bite you, Thok,
That's fine.
because you're incapacitated. 16 to hit.
Nope.
Okay, and then he's going to turn to Seth. Oh, sorry, Seth. 22 to hit. It's like Scott is my lucky charm. He's the only person I can ever hit.
You hit me all the time.
Yeah.
Doesn't do as much.
She is like 11.
I know.
You take 14 piercing damage.
okay.
Oh,
Oh.
that's all you take. If you were frightened, you would have taken another 20.
Damn. I would have hit big.
I would have toughed it out. Fine.
I would have toughed it out.
You said I would have tucked it up. I'm like, what's that even mean? I would have tucked it up. Don't worry about that.
You ever heard the term top shelving?
All right, Kevin, it is your turn again.
All right.
This creature has perished.
Perished.
I believe so.
What's the
unless I screwed
little?
up.
Is that a me next to Bear Me?
This is no, it's Ren.
Ren? Okay, well I'm not gonna attack him. Go for the Howler.
Okay. You leap down. I mean, technically, there's not even room for you to fit, but I don't really care about that rule.
Can I take a leap of aggression?
Sure.
Jump over the other people.
Yeah, bear pile.
Yeah.
I'm having such a good time. Like
Five.
imagining this right
There
now.
are 5 bears just attacking this thing.
It's the greatest visual.
Okay. Well, I'll attack him. I'll attack him twice. First is a 19, and then
Okay.
a 22.
Both hit.
Both hit.
You're on fire tonight.
Okay. And then so.
Gabe, could Ben make a bear ladder if he wanted to?
I don't see why not.
Amazing.
Bear pile! Everyone get up on the top! Okay,
We're climbing up.
okay, that is 9 plus 11, 20 damage
Okay.
distributed just about half and half piercing and slashing.
All right. So Kevin comes leaping over. It's like a a bear hop, leapfrogs on top, and just starts slashing and biting away at this creature. Is that everything you'd like to do?
Yes.
Okay, Ren, it is your turn.
Okay.
You see a mass of fur and armor.
Okay. Can I, from where I am, can I just make some kind of a check on that purple wall that I'm seeing up there?
Sure, yeah, you can make an Arcana check.
Okay. 26.
Okay. Yeah, you know that it is an anti-magic field of some sort.
Okay. Does it have a ceiling?
No, it appears to be a dome-like thing, but I mean, it's you can't see that though from just your perspective.
Okay, got it. And then it's just solid around, like it's just a shape.
Yeah, as best you
All
can
right.
tell.
Okay. I'll hit the creature with a magic missile.
Okay. Yeah, so it doesn't get to defend. Just roll damage.
It doesn't get to defend. That's just such a cool way to think of that. Just now you just.
Yeah, the only way you can stop it is a shield spell.
Is it 3 or 4 missiles? I forgot.
It depends on the spell level.
Okay. Just base.
I think 3 then. And then it's up an extra missile for every spell level higher.
Okay. So it's 14 damage.
Okay. It is on its last legs, but it still lives.
Okay.
Is that your turn, Ren?
It is.
Okay. Seth.
I don't want to get close to the bear pile.
Bear pow.
Seth, you are in the bear pile.
I am going to use my main action to disengage.
Okay.
Move me back 30 feet. And then I am going to cast a Quicken Mind Spike. So it needs a Wisdom saving throw 15.
Okay. Guys aren't holding back at all, huh? I succeeded. I'm so sorry, Scott.
Still take half damage. It's fine.
Okay.
Also, fuck you.
Yeah, I know.
21 psychic damage, so half would be 10.
Okay. The beast sort of gurgles and looks to the side as it's being shredded from literally every direction, and its mind just explodes, and its eyeballs just burst out in front.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I like that I didn't do a single point of damage to this creature.
There were a lot of things I would have done differently had I been aware of certain things.
I said I'm sorry.
However, it's okay.
It
This
only
is the
changed
nature
2
of the game.
attacks, just so you know, right? There were only 2
It's
attacks of
okay.
difference.
You probably hear my muffled cries behind my mask.
Yes, you have succeeded in popping someone's brain finally. All right. Seth, if that's your turn, Thok, it is your turn. However, there are no immediate foes for you to meet your vengeance upon.
Do I see a way up to this platform at all? Just kind of like looking like underneath it and above it, just kind of glancing at it.
Not really. It appears to be hovering.
Shit. That's all I've got. I can't see anything else I could possibly do at the moment. Yeah, because I can only ready an action. I can't ready movement. Yeah, that's it for now.
Okay. Bears?
Bear ladder.
So that they can't just get up there without forming some sort of bear ladder?
I mean,
I don't have another action to give them yet, so I didn't tell them something else to do because we were still attacking. So
Yeah.
now there's nothing to attack, so they don't have anything. You can skip their turn.
okay. Bimbly, it is your turn.
I feel like Gabe hates me now, and I want to not have him hate me anymore.
I don't hate you. It's just I would have preferred a more harrowing event.
This is harrowing. There's a bear pile. There's a lot of hair.
There's a puddle of blood around me that says it's very harrowing.
All right, Bimbly, it is your turn.
I'm gonna flame blade him.
Okay. Make your cantrip attack. As your blade ignites, what color flame?
Red.
I mean, it is a green flame, but like I'll let you choose if you'd like.
Sure, it's red.
Okay.
Bright, fiery red.
Okay. Make that melee spell attack.
That would be. That's a 12.
Okay. Unfortunately, it does miss. However, you can make your next attack.
Okay.
It just won't be green or red or fire.
That's alright. 16.
16 just hits. Roll some damage for me.
Ooh. That's a 7.
Okay. He is bloodied, but he is not going down without a fight. He does turn to attack you, Bimbly. I believe a 14 misses. We went over this.
Yes.
Okay. A 24 to hit.
Yes. I'm gonna shield though.
Okay. What does that make your AC?
That makes it 22. Wait, was that a 24 that you rolled?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I'll
Alright,
let
that's
you
fine.
undo it if you'd like, because technically you
No.
can know.
I'll leave it there. He still has his other attack too.
Okay, very true. He hits you for 18 piercing damage,
Okay.
and he will attempt to claw you, and that will be a miss.
Nice.
That
Okay.
will end his turn. And you had gone. For the sake of saving time, we are getting towards the end of our allotted time. I am just going to move the combat to Bimbly and Utrick alone, just for the sake of sort of a climactic finale-esque thing.
We make the bear ladder.
You can make a bear ladder.
We can't get up because of the fire things. Just let them fight.
Yeah, okay.
Let them fight.
Bimbly,
Yeah.
it is your turn again.
Oh yeah.
The party is below looking up, hoping that they can see you be victorious.
I'm gonna second wind myself.
Okay. That's just a bonus action.
Yep. And then I'm going to attack him regularly twice.
Okay.
20, net 20.
Nat 20. You guys are killing me tonight. All right, roll that damage. If it's dice, roll it twice.
5.
Only 5
Oh wait,
damage?
8. Sorry.
Did you roll your dice twice?
Yes,
Must have rolled so low.
I
Okay.
did.
All right. Okay. Would you like to make your second attack?
Yep. Another nat 20. Holy crap.
Wow.
See, the dice are coming around.
God damn.
All right. If it's dice, roll it twice.
Oh, that one on my desk. 11.
Okay. All right. As you draw your blade across the great beast, he reels back and says, "You'll not stop me. I will feast on Castor." And he's going to make his attacks.
Okay.
15 to hit?
No.
No. 17 to hit?
Yep.
Okay. And that's low too. All right, so you only take 1 hit. It is another bite, however, unfortunately, which is the big one. 14 piercing damage.
1 second. I haven't even done my second wind thing yet. I can't find it.
I believe it's a D10 plus your fighter level.
Yeah. That's a.
It's another nat 20.
No.
D10!
Why doesn't it show me this? Okay. What was that you said? 10 plus what? So
Fighter level. So D10 plus 6 for you.
alrighty, I'm still alive and kicking.
Okay, very
Barely.
good. Then it is your turn again.
Alright.
He is bloodied.
Oh, yeah. That could mean a lot of things.
Yes.
I'm just gonna try to attack him again twice.
Okay. Give me some attack rolls.
Yes. It's a 16.
Just hits.
9. Ooh. 10 damage.
Okay.
And another one, 5 to hit. That does not go.
Okay. Yes. So this time you do catch him right across the arm once. He's looking bad, but he is still kicking. He will make his 3 attacks against you. 15's a miss. And 18 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. He's gonna roll his damage. 13 piercing damage.
So Bimbly's down.
Okay. Bimbly goes down. For a moment, silence reigns from atop. I suppose the music ending is appropriate. And he has one more attack to take. And Bimbly, he does attack. You are prone. It is a critical hit, so you have 2 death fails.
Ooh.
As he just
Alrighty.
begins to claw away at you.
Wow.
We will temporarily postpone the combat as he drags Bimbly's corpse or dying body to the edge where the party can now see it. And he looks down at you and he says, "You have killed my friends and I have killed yours." And Bimbly, he attacks you once more and kills you outright. And he picks up Bimbly's corpse and he throws it over the edge, down to the party. What he did not see as he did so was the Oblex slipping out of Bimbly's chassis. And it begins to crawl across the platform behind him. It fits its hand around Bimbly's sword, and it begins to take the form of Castor. And Castor begins to run up to the platform, that plinth of stone, where the hand is reaching out. And he puts the blade into the outstretched hand that is marked with a rune. And as he does so, the stone hand grips it in place. And Castor, which is the Oblex at this moment, looking over at the corpse or the recently just revived version of himself, whispers to the wall of stone as it begins to fade and melt away. And he says, "Sister, if you love us, save us." And the runes on the blade ignite with a hellish red flame. And the stone melts away. And Drea steps out of the stone plinth, still in the white dress, soaked with the blood from the day she died, yet currently drawing breath. So, would you like to roll for initiative again, Ash, as Drea?
Well, yeah.
Okay, roll for initiative. You are completely restored to your full statistics.
Mm-hmm.
You have your action surge and your spell slots are all restored. And the blade that you're wielding, as it ignites, it is now a +1 magical sword, but it is a spell blade. You also gain +1 to your spell attacks, and your spell saving throws will also be increased by 1.
Wow.
Alrighty.
What a twist.
Trust the narrative. As you guys look at me in horror, I saw the faces.
I thought Gabe was like, I'm mad they brought a bunch of bears. I'm gonna kill Bimbly because of it.
DM fails.
Fuck this combat.
Bimbly. Or I'm sorry, Drea. What was your initiative?
I rolled a 9.
19? You are first. The Oblex steps aside and sort of melts down. As you know, it's sort of weakened. You brandish your blade in hand for the first time in your existence. The blade that links, well, I won't say anymore, but what would you like to do?
I'm a good ways away from him.
About 15 feet.
That's good enough. I'm gonna try something, and it's probably gonna fail, but if it doesn't, I'm gonna be so goddamn happy.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and use Chaos Bolt.
Yeah, okay. You do have a +1, remember that.
Yep. That is an 11.
It's never gonna work. Why?
It's never!
All right. The Chaos Bolt does soar over his head, but you do have your action surge restored to you.
Can I try it one more time with action surge?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure on the technicality, but for this moment, I'm saying yes.
I think you could. Plus, there's the grease too.
Believe, chat.
Yeah,
Believe.
but he's not in the grease. Believe.
I was just saying if he approached you.
A 17.
Yes! 15 hits.
Yeah!
A warbling, writhing mass of chaos energy emits from the tip of Drea's blade as she steps out of the stone, blasting the creature right in the chest. Roll some damage for me.
That's gonna be... Oh, and then I need 1... Oh, I rolled the wrong dice.
Get the D100s out.
It's a bunch of D20s, I think. It's 15 D20s, I'm pretty sure. You can only hit this once in campaign, apparently. So.
That does 14 fire damage.
All right. The beam blasts forward, shearing half of his torso away, exposing his ribs. He falls down onto one knee and he says,
"This is impossible. The power was meant to be mine."
But he still lives. He limps forth toward you, Drea. Makes 3 attacks. 1 will hit. Would you like to do anything?
Yeah, I'll shield him.
All right. You shield, and his feeble strike that would have landed is repulsed by your arcane energies. It is your turn.
How is this boy looking?
I'm sorry, I had to turn the music down a little bit. It's supposed to be epic. I got a little carried away, I guess.
It's okay if you can turn it down and just in your ears, but leave it loud on the rest of it. That'd be great.
I can't.
Do it.
Just move a headphone then. I need them to
I can't hear you guys. I can't hear Ash. I'm sorry. Here, I'll turn Ash up. Ash, what would you like to do?
How is this boy looking? How's this ugly, nasty boy looking?
He is looking real bad. Exposed ribs.
Real bad?
Fall apart. Oh, yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna do just 2 regular attacks.
Okay. All right. So Drea steps forward.
Yes, yeah. Oh.
What'd you roll?
A 19 to hit.
19 will hit.
Okay, we will roll my damage if I can find my dice. 11 damage.
Okay. How do you slay Utrick?
If I can, I would like to sort of just push him over until he's on the ground and press my sword to his throat. But before slaying him, I will say one thing. Utrek, can you feel your heart burning? Can you feel the struggle within? There is nothing your soul can make that can kill me in the way that matters. And then I would like to slit his throat.
All right, you do
With
so.
a fiery blade.
The blade
Come on.
hisses to life. Oh yeah, with fire. I mean, what color are the runes in the blade?
I'm just gonna say they're glowing a nice embery, switching between some reds and some ambers in there.
Okay. So the blade ignites with hellish fire, the runes searing through as you slowly pull the blade across his throat, cauterizing, burning, cutting, killing, cauterizing over and over until you sawn it completely through, and he crumples to the ground, dead. All right. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Damn.
So Ash is now a new character, right?
Potentially.
Potentially.
There is a choice to be made at the beginning of next session. And I'll take some time to discuss what this could mean for her in the future, because pretty heavily baked into the narrative there. However, before everyone goes away, I would like you all to join
Are we switching back?
for the second narrative.
Ooh.
Bonus narrative. So I'm
Nice.
excited. Gonna start
That's
with-
unexpected.
Is this the same as how we started, Gabe?
Yes, it will be.
Okie doke. I'll just keep it on
but I
this
need-
scene then.
Okay. I need to open it, so bear with me one moment.
There's 5 bears.
There's so many bears to have with you right now, Gabe.
Too soon.
There is an abundance of bears.
I'm
It's getting
so glad
unbearable.
I asked you if you wanted a dinosaur instead. I thought that was clear.
You knew that question was subterfuge.
To full disclosure, I didn't mean to in any way throw you off.
No, it's fine. That's why I built in the opportunity for Ash to have her moment separate from the party, because I just leveled you guys up and I didn't know what shenanigans you were gonna throw at me. So it's really fine. Okay.
Ready when you are.
So we are going live. All right. It
Can
be.
Bear Letter be a new emote?
I am fully expectant of you guys to just completely ruin so many encounters with all of the summonable creatures. Okay, 5.
I only need something like, I don't know, 2,000 more subscribers and we can have a new emote that's a bear ladder, okay? I'll tell you that.
2,000? That's not bad.
Yeah, that's all.
Bear ladder.
That's all. A couple of pizzas.
All right. I'm gonna start this.
Are you gonna
Okay.
change a picture or is it just the audio?
Yeah, I can change the picture.
Oh god.
Back to this.
That's not what I thought. That's not what I thought.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah, I'll just leave this.
Amara watched as the blood pulsed with a rhythm like it was in a jar atop a screaming banshee. She held her hands out before her, contorting in an attempt to guide the magics to interact as intended. The blood danced and swished through the space between the still Drea and the outstretched blade. It formed itself into runic symbols of its own accord and stretched out between the two entities, linking them together. With a blast, the bloody runes fused into the flat of the glistening blade. Theon gazed at it for a moment, hands shaking with the blade fully outstretched before him over the corpse of his daughter. Her auburn hair spilled over the slab beneath the sword that thrummed with opalescence. But then the runes faded into the shimmering blade, as though it was a thirsty sponge. Theon choked for a moment as the door began to splinter open and the shine of daggers began poking through. He whirled the blade before him. "Let them come," he growled. But the shine of the blade dimmed. The soft chorus of the pallid moss, hanging above, ended abruptly. "No," he shuddered. "It always did sing for her alone," Amara said softly, still kneeling beside the altar. "Do you remember the plague? When she was just a girl and it ravaged Agrevorn? Despite our lofty spires, it still claimed many of us. Drea, even then, still put herself before Castor, as though she could shelter him. It claimed her the same, and you fled to the ground, seeking any charlatan or priest that could bring her back. But it was too late. And then came the child, the boy with the runes upon his hands. You brought him up, and he promised your daughter's life. He didn't even request a payment. Oh no, at least not from you, old fool." "Why does the blade not work, Amara?" he whimpered. "What did you do? What blood did you use? Did you not use the blood of the elders of Rinves?" "The boy left me with his blood, and so told me that I should use it if you were to become a coward and sacrifice your flesh and blood before yourself. Do you know what his blood was? Do you know what you have done?" he screamed. "I know that the blood of the Dumai now runs through your daughter, for she doesn't deserve to be cursed with such a poor excuse of a father."
All right. So, see you next week.
And that's where we'll end it, right?